Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live, and we are back at it again. Oh my God, you made me laugh. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again. We are the Wrestling for Life Network, and we are clearly ready to go tonight. It's a feel good Friday. We got SmackDown, we got Rampage, we got so much to talk about. A loaded night ahead for SmackDown. So many names being mentioned as far as being backstage. Is The Rock here? Is Cody here? What's Bailey going to do? NXT call-ups, and so much more tonight. It's going to be a fun one, folks, so strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network, and this is going to be a fun one. Feel Good Friday. Make sure you get in that chat, say hello, click the like, click the subscribe, click all our links below, follow us everywhere, and go get yourself some beautiful merch as well. But we thank you for joining us on this Friday night, Doubleheader Friday, as always. We'll remind everyone, Collision tomorrow, Sunday. We have NXT Vengeance Day. So a lot coming your way. We're in the throes of WrestleMania season, and me and that pretty face of all the action coming your way. Now, I will remind everybody out there, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and I might be a little hoarse, but I'll pony up here. And now where you were mentioning about Vengeance Day and everything, it made me instantly think in my head of, I will have my vengeance in this stream or the next.
Yeah, well, stay golden, Pony Boy. We got lots to get through tonight. It's going to be a fun one. As I said, lots of talk. Braun Breaker is supposed to be there. Carmelo, Trick, Tiffany Stratton, Bailey's got to make some decisions. Cody's in the house, and Roman.
I was saying Cody face-to-face with Roman. Punk's allegedly backstage. The Rock's backstage in Birmingham. What?
Yeah, the Rock's at the gym. Spotted at the gym, of course. So, yeah, a lot of intrigue going into tonight. A lot of curiosity. We will find out what that all means and what it's going to look like as we roll forward. But looking forward to this one. I imagine there's some matches to talk about as well.
Just a wee bit. Well, I posed the question in the chat before we went live and everything. And granted, I did want to just touch on this real quick because I do like this. Wrestling for Life is the only wrestling entertainment that doesn't force me to sign NDAs.
Well, at least we got that going for us, I suppose.
Right. But are you more excited for tonight than you were for Monday Night Raw? Because I feel like I am.
I think so. I think the advantage Friday has is there's a runway, right? Like, you know, the pay-per-view happens on Saturday, and it's a quick turnaround. And I was excited for Monday, but we've had all week. So you start hearing rumors of NXT talent's going to be there. Cody announces he's going to show up on SmackDown. So I think they have a little more of that. They get to build that anticipation a little bit more. So I'm jazzed for tonight. I think a lot of people are. I see a lot of numbers already joining us here. You know, we are the pre-show. Right now I'm watching NHL skills competition. Pre-wrestling.
They're a brave soul for watching the All-Star competition there with their McDonald's jerseys that they got straight out of a Happy Meal.
I'm such a jersey guy, and there was a portion of my life where I would design jerseys for a living, and I get so mad at bad jerseys. I really do. I'm like, who approved this? How did that get through a board?
Those are terrible.
Terrible. I know. I don't get it. But anyway, that is rolling along. But yeah, what are the matches tonight?
So literally, I tried to pull it up while you were talking. I was halfway distracted here. Of WWE has announced no matches for tonight.
I didn't think so.
And I have Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre and Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax versus Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley are locally advertised matches. So those might be the dark matches. So we don't know what matches could happen tonight.
It's a wide open slate. It might just all be promos. 2 hours.
Or maybe that's why we've got all the NXT talent backstage.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, again, let's get it going. We'll see what Nick Aldis has in store for us. Obviously, hinting at the fact that he wants to sign Braun Breaker. Surprisingly, I think surprising to me that Andrade signed with Raw. So, we saw that little tit for tat on Monday. So I'm really, really curious to see what tonight brings. Who signs, who stays. Carmelo's already been offered a contract, Nick.
Braun Breaker, I think, deserves one at this point, especially because the Royal Rumble is kind of really Braun Breaker's coming out party to anyone that hasn't been watching NXT a lot.
Yeah, no, Braun Breaker definitely had a coming out party. We've seen him on the show before. He had a couple sniffs up in the main roster, a couple appearances on Raw. But again, he kind of took that Brock Lesnar spot and did extremely well with it. And a number of eliminations, looking like a complete badass, laying claim to the best spear in the business, which is going to be an interesting debate.
I think what they could do with him is you go. It's funny that he took Brock Lesnar's spot, and I know this man's been pretty much erased, I feel, from everything WWE lately, or at least WWE 2K. But you kind of bring him in like that Brock Lesnar-esque. You have vignettes that show him training, or they're clocking his, he's clocked at this time, at this acceleration rate when he hits a spear, and all that. Make him just look like the fucking super athlete that he is.
Yeah, do the next big thing. And I mean, you remember those the vertical leap videos that we used to get with Brock,
right?
Have Braun jumping up onto barrels and shit and throwing haystacks around.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they love their graphics, and you do it like the NFL. They're doing a more sporty presentation. You do Braun Breaker is clocked at blah 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 time when he goes full throttle into a spear, and it's clocked at this level of velocity when he hits you, and this, that, and the third. So way to get him over, because that Royal Rumble was his coming out party. And there's one picture of him walking out through like the whole cloud of, Ric Flair drip and everything. And it's just like the best picture from that Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it's a great image. It had that Goldberg vibe of like this guy, like walking out through the cloud. And again, it's not like he got in the ring and he looked out of place. I mean, they really put a shine on him. So very excited about that. Obviously, we've been following the Trick Mello situation. Trick's got to do double duty on Sunday. We're curious how this storyline is going to play out. But I feel like as that story is coming to a conclusion, the SmackDown story, at least for Carmelo, is starting. Trick may be left behind initially for a little bit of a title run, but we will find out. They could both end up chasing each other to the main roster.
I was going to say, because it is very interesting. We'll get to the chat in a quick second, because I see everybody T's and P's for Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed and everything. Yeah. And now I still swear, well, people were saying it, now I fully agree. Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia has to come out like goddamn Apollo Creed.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the entrance in Rocky 4 when the charity fight, the Coming to America with the Soul Man, I thought that was still one of those movie moments, right? I want you. So
I still always remember though the Arnold handshake, the Predator getting bicep on bicep action, big beefy boys shaking hands. Pause.
Right. And if anyone watches this channel for more than a minute, know what a fan of the Predator you are. But yeah, T's and P's to the family and friends of Apollo Creed. I mean, again, sad, very sad. I saw him a couple days ago in a pictures of something, and sad loss.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I was just gonna say, it's fitting that Braun Breaker took Brock Lesnar's spot, and now you could very easily see him becoming that kind of Brock Lesnar type position of, just like you said, the next big thing. He's very much got that Goldberg, that Brock Lesnar vibe, that special attraction, shows up, kicks ass, and leaves.
Yeah, no, I mean, it'll be very interesting. I mean, there is still that potential that could he be a Heyman guy to kind of help get him over? We will find out.
Right. And so that's also what I was going to mention, because you mentioned about Trick and Carmelo and if they chase each other up to SmackDown. But you've seen, or at least I've seen, I don't know if you saw him as well, but a lot of rumored reports of people talking backstage that were surprised at the reaction Trick got when he showed up on SmackDown, and see him potentially main eventing down the road. So he may gonna get a little bit fast tracked over even Carmelo, I'd say.
I think he's done extremely well. I was really curious to see how his, his hype and the whole whoop that trick gimmick was
Mhm.
going to translate to the main roster. But yeah, you're instantly going to take notice when this guy walks out. He's got a lot of tools in his toolbox. And right now, very similar to Yeet or a lot of the other sing-alongs we got, he has something that gets the crowd on their feet. And the company is going to pay attention to that.
And I hate to say it, I will be the one to say it though, because someone's going to say it. He has the size on Carmelo.
He does.
Very much looks more like a guy that could be in there and hang with a guy like Roman than respectfully a guy like Carmelo could.
Yeah, and I know people are going to say size doesn't always matter, but I mean, in this case, in the world of big muscles, big pecs, and big dudes, yeah.
In the land of the giants, the small will never reign.
Right. But let's quickly say hello to the people. Joe Black confused about his life, apparently, but good to see you, Joe. See Money's back with us. Damien always looking forward to some stuff. Rocco's back. How you doing? We'll get to the full comments in a second. Eric Tay, good to see you. Vape Card Chambers, who I said better be here for Elimination Chamber. Better be here. I'll be upset if you don't have breakfast with the boys, my guy. But
yeah, I mean, it's kind of in your name here.
Right. Dave Silman, good to see you. Good to see you. The Rock is there. Rumors is he's nearby. I mean, if we can get him away from the gym, he might make an appearance.
He's out there clanging and banging.
So could you, again, I'm going to get sidetracked here, but
yeah,
could you see a moment where Cody and Roman are face to face and Cody's saying his stuff and then all of a sudden the music hits?
Oh, I almost feel like it could happen. I feel like there's a much deeper conversation we could have there, but I won't go full sidetrack. But I could see that moment.
Right. Juan, good to see you. Greg, welcome back. AJ's ready. James Thomas, let's go. Lego my ego.
Why?
Sophie, good to see West V. We've already clicked on you, but thank you.
Oh, and Sophie said that tonight is her birthday.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yes. So happy birthday. And then James, the co-champ, is here. Acknowledge Easy Bacon.
Yeah, we did a recount. We added some things up, but there you go.
So does that make you the Al Gore or the George Bush in this recount?
But yeah, no, shout out to our prediction champions. I believe we're going to put the prediction title on the line on Sunday, so tune in for that. And that should be fun. And we got a bunch.
Only be one.
Only one. We got a bunch of shows coming up that will have that predictions championship on the line. So let's go. Larry Mack's back with us. Dale giving his rest in peace to Carl Weathers.
He withered, but yes, rest in peace to Carl Weathers.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you, Dale. I hope you are doing well. Christian's back with us. TJ, welcome back. Cool Gamer, welcome. Christopher Finley. I wonder if any relation to Fit. Who are your hockey teams? Well, we all know who I cheer for. I don't know. Do you have an official team?
By proxy, kind of like how you kind of by proxy at least halfway acknowledge the Bills. So I kind of like just to keep it copacetic, unless I'm gonna like somehow be like a Bruins fan, which I live in New England, but fuck that.
Don't do it. No, don't do it. New Jersey is the worst Jersey. Maybe just very plain, very basic. I don't know.
Well, out of the places named Jersey, I would say, and my wife's from Jersey, I would say Jersey, and especially shout out JV. Jersey is the worst Jersey.
Jersey's got a black rendition of their jersey. The red and green old school ones are fucking awful. But yeah, I mean, there's been some bad ones, but there are definitely some good ones. Christian is a Rangers fan. Ooh.
If we're going best tarp and everything, I mean, I kind of like I've always been a fan of like San Jose's.
San Jose's
always the shark logo.
Yeah, San Jose's always had good unis. I like the teal. Rangers, I mean, I love the Statue of Liberty, the NYR, like the Wayne Gretzky. The
old school, the dark.
Yeah. When I was a kid, that was the jersey to get. I'm a jersey nut. Like I got a Dallas jersey. Islanders might have
solid.
What's that?
I was saying Dallas is pretty solid. You guys, you and Detroit have probably the Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings probably have the two best when it comes to the throwbacks and everything. That just out of the original six. Granted, Blackhawks jerseys are always hard.
Oh yeah, Blackhawks jerseys are awesome, and I think with us, like a lot of people have asked for change over the years, but it's a very traditional thing, right? Like you can't really mess with
You
tradition.
don't change the Yankees logo. You don't change the
No,
Yankees jersey. You don't change the pinstripes.
but I do. I like the blacked out Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. I think that's really cool.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just clicking of one saying LA Kings. The newer Kings, the black and silver ones for the Kings are fire.
Hmm.
The fucking Lakers ones, trash.
I
Throw
like.
those away. Don't
No,
even
get out of
know
here.
those.
I like the purple and gold, my guy.
Those are trash.
With the big obnoxious crown on it.
I'd buy a Lakers jersey. Like if I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get a Lakers jersey. I'm not buying a fucking Kings jersey for that.
Ooh, right. Pittsburgh Penguins fan. Gonna be interesting for Pittsburgh over the next few days here to figure out if they're gonna sell off some assets or try and make the playoffs. Former Toronto management all up in that house.
Always in that interesting buy or sell trade deadline period.
Yeah, got a few weeks left. Nashville Predators, solid jerseys, solid. Not a big fan of like that mustard yellow sometimes, but they're
I kind of dig the Predators. I think it's more just because of the logo.
mhm.
I really like the goalie helmets.
Oh
Like
yeah, I'm a
that's what I
sucker
really
for
pay
him.
attention to.
Hmm.
Like Cujo's was crazy.
Hmm.
Belfour's is just kind of the old standard guard, and then you've got the dudes like Hasek that literally look like they're in fucking Pee Wee, but
Yeah,
still just the dirtiest goalie ever.
right, and the Hasek and Osgood who are like, we're not switching, we don't care.
Right?
What's up, Paul? How you doing? Smile Mark reminding us that GCW Cardona versus Nick. We are live anyway tomorrow. We will be peeking in at GCW to see what's up. But yeah, lots going on here at the channel. Lots of GCW shows coming up. A lot of other ones. We got Wrestling Revolver versus House of Glory.
Yeah, that's Mania
So much.
weekend.
What's up?
I was just saying that's Mania weekend,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
but I had no idea I was taking on Cardona there because you just said Cardona versus Nick. So I'm like, wait, hold on. I didn't know I was taking on the Deathmatch King, the Indie God.
Right. Christopher Finley, good to see you. But he's a Habs fan. I won't banish you. I have to put up with a lot of Habs fans in my life. But yeah, I mean, they're trading away players, so we'll see what happens with Montreal moving forward here. What's up,
Says no
Gamer?
Canada, like French Canada. It's the best Canada.
That's funny. But who else we got? Lots of people kicking around.
Boston,
Get
what up?
get in that chat, folks. Say hello. Be a part of the fun. What's up, Robert? Good to see you on a WWE night. Welcome back. Corey Williams is with us. All right, let's see if we can touch on a few questions in the last 9 minutes or so before the show kicks off. But what is this?
Sorry.
One?
Ooh, I was just
Oh,
gonna go real quick and then I'll go up to that of C Money saying, I'm not your guy, buddy.
all right, pal.
But so Rocco saying, I can't believe the original plan for Brock Lesnar was for him to get eliminated from Dominic Mysterio to build a match for the 2 at Elimination Chamber. That's ridiculous booking.
Yeah, but again, I think it's do we really know that? Like, I don't trust, you and I talked about when we were going live and stuff tonight of like the copycat, the so-called wrestling media that just seems to copy each other's comments. Like if Meltzer says something, everybody reports something. I can't imagine that was going to be the plan and that Brock, we know how stubborn and temperamental Brock Lesnar is. I can't imagine Brock being like, yeah, let me fight Dom. In what world?
I don't think that end game was the end game. I think though still he was very much in that kind of Brock Lesnar spot. Which do we want to talk about? Is Brock Lesnar done with WWE? Does Brock Lesnar ride off into the Saskatchewan? I can't even almost say it right because I keep calling it Saskatchewan. Does he ride off into the Saskatchewan sunset now with all of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, there's not a lot to say at this time. I mean, he's implicated in the lawsuit. If it turns out that he was a willful participant, and actually, this will transition to something that I do want to talk about.
There you go.
If it turns out that he's a willful participant and was on the wrong side of things, yeah, I think he's done. I don't think we'll ever see him again. He's later in his career already. We said the Rumble didn't need Brock Lesnar, but him being erased from video games and such is crazy. However, I mean, it will all turn out. If it turns out that he was just, you know, a bystander or just part, like, hey, Vince just offered me, I don't know, unthinkable things. But only time will tell with that. It all depends on how this cookie crumbles.
I'm not saying whether Brock Lesnar did or did not do anything. I
Mhm.
think Brock Lesnar personally, as a man, like as you said, towards the back end of his career already, to where they were already trying to beg him to come back in 2020 and
Yep.
all that. I don't think win, lose, or draw anything of his
Mhm.
involvement either way. He doesn't want to deal with the bullshit. So I'll just leave.
Mhm.
I
And
don't
I
want to be here.
and I
Like
think it's
he left. He walked. Sorry, real quick. He left even when Vince got tossed out initially.
that's yeah.
So
That's exactly what I was going to say. Remember when Vince went public with his last resignation, Brock went home. So bye. So yeah, he was so connected, and we talked for years about Vince let Brock do whatever he wanted. I mean, the story's out there now that Riddle was supposed to win the Royal Rumble. Brock said, "Not today," and Vince went, "Go get it." But I don't
allegedly.
allegedly, but I could see it. Like, how many times was there a Money in the Bank or a Rumble where everything was going well? We were all excited, and then in comes Brock to fuck it all up.
Well, pun intended, because Vince is very much like this man, but Brock Lesnar was Vince's ultimate trump card when it came to any booking situation. If I can
Mhm,
just throw Brock Lesnar out there, like I still remember, and I don't want to fully bring this up on February of all months, but when
mhm.
Brock Lesnar went out there and just squashed Kofi Kingston after Kofi Mania, just because,
Yeah.
cool, you had your moment. So now the belt's back where we were going with it to
Mhm.
begin with. And
Yeah.
that, yeah. So I think
Mhm.
whether Brock did anything, whether he didn't, and I feel like I know where you're going to go after this, but whether he did or didn't, Brock's not going to want to come back and just deal with bullshit either way. He's not going to do an apology video or anything.
No, not
Like,
at
I
all.
think he'll just, and I'm not condoning or anything like that, anything that he's been alleged, but I think he'll just ride off in the sunset. He has nothing to gain coming back.
No, and I imagine it all depends on how this works out. But at
Mm,
the end of the day, yeah, could there be a time? I mean, the guy was doing real good work. I mean, what he did with Cody went really well. I mean, he put Cody over. He seemed to be having fun. Cowboy Brock, I know some people didn't love it. I did. So we'll see. I mean, time will tell. But ultimately, I think, like you said, he's at the end of his career as it is. If there's any type of shady shit involving him with this, he will keep his distance until it all passes by. But I have no idea. We got to wait and get more information.
right. Well, I see two comments I want to click on, and then I'm going to click on one that I know will set it up. But
Let's
A-Town saying
go.
Brock took his tractor and went plowing. And then Small Mark saying, isn't Sable sued Vince before? That was before Brock and Sable got together. That's when she was with Mark Merrow still. I don't see Brock and Vince being overly friendly.
They've
Brock and
always
Vince
been
were
friendly.
friendly
That's
before he even got with Sable.
yeah. I mean, I know there was some issues with Sable, and it was more on, I believe, her exit from the company and blah 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 blah. But
Yeah,
from all reports and from my understanding, Vince and Brock were buddy buddy. And like I said, when Vince said I'm resigning, Brock walked out, like just said goodbye. So we got to keep that in mind.
right. Ooh. Corey, thank you
Corey,
very much for the $5 super chat. Oh, sorry, I see your comment probably beneath that. Well, we'll get to this one first, and I
nice
know what we
sticker.
want to talk about. Could Rock versus Roman be delayed until Mania 41? So it could be the first Mania on Netflix.
It could be, but why? I mean,
I yeah, I've
the
heard
longer
that.
we
I've
wait,
heard Saudi as
mhm,
a potential.
mhm. I think the longer we wait, the less we care. You know?
Yeah. Does the buzz now feel a little bit less? If well, granted, if Dwayne didn't do his "do I sit at the head of the table" thing,
Mhm.
did the buzz feel less now than it did for 39?
Um, I think the appetite's still there. I mean, based on the reaction I saw, just by Rock saying, "Should I sit ahead of the table?" The reaction from the internet and the reaction from the fan base was so rabid that I think there's an appetite for it. But if you wait till 41, 42, at what point again, like it's like when people talked about Sting and the Undertaker. Well, we wanted to see Sting and Undertaker in their prime. We didn't want to see, 50-year-old Sting and Undertaker go toe to toe. So
Right.
again, I think there's only so long that you can prolong this. I think if you're gonna do it now.
Fair enough. Well, I don't know how I can fully transition this to that, but speaking of,
Let
I
the
guess,
chat
trying to
do it. Let
prolong
the chat
things,
do it.
but Rashad said it, and so did Keyshawn said of Johnny Ace claiming he is a victim as well to Vince McMahon. And you can hear me holding back my laughter because, oh, wait, you're serious. So
He's
let me
serious.
laugh even harder.
Before I say anything, I'm going to be very clear. Nick and I do not know the truth. We do not know the ins and outs of the case. We only know what's being reported. But I will be very clear about my opinion on this one. Johnny Ace is the guy that instantly fucking rolls, and he's going to be skipping up to the testimony of, oh, well, it was all Vince. Like, he wants to get clear of this, and after years of not only benefiting from his employment with Vince, clearly taking advantage of this situation, and we talked about it for years. He was removed from
He was removed before Vince was removed.
yeah, he was removed well before it. And all this is him trying to save his own ass. And if Johnny Ace is going to try and convince the world that he was a victim, he can go fuck himself hard. I have no time for that. It is ridiculous. He is a 6'5", 6'6" giant dude. 4. All right. He's a big man. Like, and if the text messages that we saw in the in the lawsuit, man, are you telling me that this lady showed up at your hotel? You were getting the hotel, going to the hotel, but you were only doing it because if you didn't do it, you were going to get fired. Or now get the fuck out of here. You're ridiculous.
I'm as we're right up against it, as we should be starting here soon. So I'll try and keep this short and brief as we can. Well, I've still got commercials. Bamo, what up? Yeah, this is him trying to, how can I get out of this with as little mud on me as I've already gotten on me? Of how can I save my ass as much as I can? Everybody's dogpiling on Vince. Well, why don't I just try and join in on that? And that's not taking anything away from, I guess, anyone that's ever been in this type of situation. I know it's still a very sensitive topic, but I have a commercial. But there's way too much that has already pretty much implicated this man as being a not only participant, but willing participant.
Yeah, a willing participant that was happy. And I don't mean this demeaning to the victims in any way, shape, or form, but Johnny Ace treated these women like... You got forever?
Yes, sorry.
You fucking terrible at your job.
You were soliloquying.
But yeah, the show, we will put that on a pause. We'll come back to it. I know it's going to come again. But we are live from Birmingham, Alabama. The show is starting, and we are rolling, folks. We are kicking it off. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline already in the building.
I will let you know when I got there. I got Birmingham, Alabama. I got the outside of the Legacy Arena. Now I got Roman and the gang walking backstage here.
Entering the locker room. Paul with the belt. Folks, get in that chat. Say hello. We got lots to talk about. And we will go back to Johnny Ace because it's ridiculous. But we are getting a recap of the Royal Rumble. The last thing I'm going to say about it, Nick, is, yeah, he's the rat. He's the guy that, he's up on the, he'll be trying to go into witness protection as quick as possible.
I am my brother's keeper.
Yeah. Like, get out of here. But yeah, to define Johnny Ace as a victim, I struggle to believe it. No fucking way.
And I'm not trying to downplay any victim in any actual victim in this situation or anything, but there is no job that I have ever had or probably will ever have that I would be willing to actively participate in a crime to keep. Then if that's the case, then I don't need to be here.
No. And again, like you and people who've read the circumstances, he wasn't being forced to be there. There's no fucking way. He was more than happy.
Vince just sent her to the room and they just read the Bible. They just, Vince is making me do this. He's watching me. No.
Mm. But yeah, no, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the show is kicking off. Enough about the negatives as we roll into a recap of the Royal Rumble. And of course, an interesting Royal Rumble. But
Let's make like a proton and keep it positive.
there you go. There you go. Good evening, Jason. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Like hit. Oh, Roddy, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Present. I like it.
Well, I like Steven right above there. Yeehaw, Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeehaw. Let's go.
I think yeehaw is more appropriate for Texas, but I'll accept it.
I'll accept it.
Alex,
wonder the Bruce Pritchard. I don't even know what to say about Bruce. I think he was. I don't know. There's no reports about Bruce. Like, I think he avoided getting everything. He wasn't one of the cool guys.
well, that or he just walked up all the time. He's just, I love you.
They're like, don't tell Bruce shit. He can't handle this. I don't know. But there's been nothing over the years. Like, Bruce has managed to keep his nose clean
Right.
until otherwise proven or reported. I haven't heard any, like, there was reports even before Johnny was removed that he was creepy and unsettling to
There
a
was
lot of
the
women.
whole rumor that he used to pick out divas from lingerie catalogs.
That's not a rumor. That's how he found his daughter-in-laws.
Well, and their whole
stepdaughters.
statement's interesting. I mean, respectfully, I don't care about your statement.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Right. Well, speaking of the fuck up, CX99 just randomly, Big Nick, sit your $5 ass down before I make change. You must got me mistaken with Flop Dollar out here.
Right.
I'm no AJ Francis.
Yeehaw! I like that one from Boston. That's funny as hell. Oh, Robert, the show started. He's out. Yeah, Cody, I saw this video earlier. Cody coming in with his puppy.
With why can I not remember his damn dog's name?
Arrow?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes, the fact that the dog is over is a statement.
The whitest man in wrestling's got the whitest dog I've ever seen.
Yeah, as we've got damage control showing up as well. Do you think it's too early for Bayley to make her actual decision? Do we build up to a kind of Batista thumbs up, thumbs down situation?
I think we could get that moment very much like sooner than later. I feel like we've been building up the demise of damage.
Is the tension high enough right now? I don't think it is.
It's been going for 4 months. Like,
he's out here palling around with them.
But we recently saw Dakota say, "You're on your own. We're not gonna." Like, Bayley's been the one holding on to the relationship. But we are kicking off with Logan Paul. But yeah, I think if Dakota Kai didn't get hurt, it would have happened before the Rumble. But they've been dragging and dragging. I think this has been long-awaited turn. We've been talking about it since well before Christmas about the demise. Even when they were just 3 of them, Io, Dakota, and Bayley, we were like, oh, they're all going to break up. And then Dakota got hurt. They added Asuka. Yeah, no, we're ready to go. Let's go.
Is it because we all see it coming, or is the actual tension built up enough for it? Because
I think the tension over the last few weeks with her losing consistently. And again, like Dakota straight out saying, like, we're not helping you. We had the whole Belair situation where they all watched her get her ass kicked. I believe they've built it up. And what it feels like, even when the tag champions won last week, Bayley was running around searching for high fives and nobody cared. I think the writing's been on the wall for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. And yeah, let's go.
I'm more thinking it's because we all kind of know it's the foregone conclusion here. But by the way, we do also have the debuting commentary team, Corey Graves and Wade Barrett, with Corey running lead. Big boos for Logan.
Bama Beard must be happy tonight. Are you at the show, Bama? Brock going to Hall of Fame will be up in the air, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, not this year.
Not anytime soon.
Right.
He looks like a pissed off donut.
Who? What? That's a terrible lie.
Buffalo Sabres fan. Boo Earns.
Well, which has had more heartbreak, Sabres fans or Bills fans? I almost feel like it could be one of the. It's a city of pain.
I think the Bills fan have it tough because at least they've sniffed it. They've been close.
I mean,
That's
I don't
where
know. I respectfully, as a child, and I can say this now because statute of limitations is run out. I made money off of the Stars winning over the Sabres in the Cup. Brett Holt did me a stellar. That's why he ended up being one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite teams. That Dallas Stars team. Brett Holt, Mike Modano, Darian Hatcher,
Newendike,
Zubov, Newendike, Belfour. Yeah.
They're whatting Logan.
Why? Shut up.
Sabra shot. How you doing? How you doing?
Now, do people actually think Logan Paul is actually like good when it comes to promos, or is he just that fucking insufferable?
I think he's good. I think he works a heel promo solid. He knows how to work the crowd. He grins at them. But here comes KO.
I got KO coming out right now. Yeah, but he just has a punchable face.
100%.
KJ's doppelganger coming out right now, Kevin Owens.
And KO not happy. If you guys recall, at the Rumble, caught red-handed with the brass knuckles. Good old Dusty finish. The brass knuckles in hand, and the ref caught him. He's out.
Both good and insufferable. So, okay. So, I get that. That's where it works. It works. It works.
The Bills of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I hate to be.
Yes.
No. They are the Dallas the Dallas Cowboys of the Toronto Maple Leafs are the Dallas Cowboys of the NFL or the NHL. Yeah, where they have all the talent. People are like, they got it, and then they fuck it up every time.
No, but the Cowboys didn't make it, like as close as like the Bills did lately, just like how you guys made it to like game 7s and everything. So I think recent memory, your like Austin Matthews is your Josh Allen.
Fair enough. I'll take that.
Star who could run the team is running the team. It just doesn't fucking click for whatever fucking reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I think Cowboys, just because it's like you have the guy, but when the chips are down, he doesn't show up.
So who's your Jerry Jones then?
Jerry Jones, well, I mean, the management team has been always kind of suspect with the Leafs, right? Like we were partly owned by the teachers union of fucking Canada for years, so nobody cared. They just wanted to sell tickets.
So you were the Green Bay Packers.
Great. It's getting worse.
Yeah, well, because everybody can, but you started off, you had your lineage, and then you just fallen the fuck off. Because everybody can be a minority owner of the Green Bay Packers. They're a publicly traded franchise.
Right. My prediction is LA Knight versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania 40. I was with you on this, but this storyline with KO is continuing. So we'll see.
This is why I think we could potentially. I've heard the rumor of LA Knight versus Logan. I still think we could get the potential of a Logan and Jake versus KO and Sammy. I kind of just want it, so I'm going to just keep speaking into existence.
You yank Sammy over from the other show. I don't know.
I'm going to get, you got your brother, I'm going to get my brother. Oh, let's go.
Maybe.
Kick someone on the balls, yeah.
Jason, you're not wrong about that one. One of the most controversial endings to a Stanley Cup ever.
Oh, what? The
Dallas goal.
Oh, yeah. Is Kevin Owens arguably underrated on the microphone? We're currently in pro wrestling.
Say that again?
Is Kevin Owens currently in pro wrestling underrated for his on the mic skills?
I don't know if he's underrated. I think he's I don't know. Do we underrate Kevin Owens?
I think he just doesn't get the love that he deserves for his talent cutting promos here.
Mm-hmm. No, I think he's outstanding. in every aspect of the business. I think he's got it down.
Logan saying he ain't getting a rematch. You blew it. Which is everything amazing.
Yeah. I'm going to go talk smack.
Smooth T, what up?
As KO is going to take on A-Town Down with Logan at commentary.
Well, we've talked about this being kind of the douche nozzle kind of trio here of Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, and Logan Paul. I think we could be getting closer and closer to that.
Yeah, a whole douche faction.
I am aware that I am an asshole. I really don't care. Yeah, because instantly Grayson Waller pops up behind Austin Theory during his entrance. So yeah, we're getting the whole douche canoes.
All of them present. So again, an old kind of rivalry. KO's been dealing with these guys for quite a bit. And up next, as we go to commercial break, we will find out. So give us your predictions, folks. Who you taking? Who you taking? Who you taking? I'm trying to understand this comment. It's been on the screen for a second there. Reason why Roman didn't lose because of no. And Roman versus Punk will happen at Mania. Trust me. Smooth.
Again, no.
Smooth is on that good tonight. I have no idea how these two thoughts are connected. And Roman not losing because of Vince allegation. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Pass the vitamins on the left-hand side.
I'm getting a commercial for Vengeance Day. I will take a moment to remind everybody out there, we will be back on Sunday for Vengeance Day. It's going to be a fun one. Clarksville, Tennessee. I'm excited for this card. It's a lot going on, and I think NXT is going to deliver extremely solid matches.
Yes. I do worry of the Trick double doing double duty if it just the pay-per-view becomes the Trick Mello story.
I think it's going to be a big part of the show.
I'm not saying it's exactly going to be a bad thing, but I think that's going to be the main takeaway, clearly. But I think it almost might make some of the matches predictable. Then again, sorry, I'm countering my own point of Braun Breaker if he goes up to the main roster because it's Braun and Corbin versus Trick and Mello. So you got all the main roster guys involved in an NXT title or a NXT match.
Yeah, I think again, we'll find out if there's going to be some dissension amongst Trick and Mello to get Braun and Corbin that W. And then what does it mean for the main event? I think it's a nice little cliffhanger going into the eve. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a very Trick Mello centric, core of all this, but I think by design and with purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Casey, LA Knight needs the U.S. title. Needs might be the wrong choice of words, but I definitely want him to have something. You need to do something with him.
At least a prominent feud, if not a title.
Yeah.
Like if you're not going to put the U.S. title on him, he has a feud with AJ. I think him versus AJ going into Mania, I think that's a solid feud.
Right. Commercials already. Shake my head. We're 15 minutes in, my guy. I'm pretty content with that.
Yeah, they got to happen at some point. We're not in the Netflix area yet to where we can just skip through this, which even then SmackDown will be on USA.
Right. Did you guys see Drew trolling Punk on Twitter? Yes, Drew's not quitting. I like this. Finally.
It's like we finally got what we've been wanting for the whole time since Drew's been back. I've loved every second of it now. If he's out there on Twitter, with the meme of him on the grave, to where Christ, I even sit there and put a post on Instagram of the Nancy Kerrigan and everything to where Drew took Punk out clearly. And then he's, make sure to never miss arm day, especially, triceps. And he's playing, I used to pray for times like this so I could rhyme like this.
Right.
And I'm like, this man knows exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's good. I wanted this. We've wanted this for quite a while with Drew of dig into being a heel, dig into having a chip on your shoulder, don't play nice. And I thought it was wicked the other,
Is this the most personality we've seen from Drew McIntyre?
The most interesting personality, I would say, for sure.
This to me is best Drew McIntyre that we've gotten so far since he's been back in WWE, because this is the most he's a relatable. He's a great heel because he's a justifiable heel. He has a valid reason as to why he's an asshole and why he's pissed off. So
Yep.
it's a believable heel.
Absolutely, absolutely. It works. And again, for him, knowing the fanfare and the love that Punk has been getting, for him to come out and say, I dreamed that I would hurt you, and I did. Woohoo!
I
I think
slept like a baby.
Yeah, like a fucking baby.
Not Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, Triple H is a great role model. He's not going through and maybe later we'll talk about Alvarez and that kind of like fucking witch hunt, like Triple H's Shrek, and they're lighting their torches and they're just pulling shit out of their ass about how Triple H was just a mid guy, like fucking clueless wrestling fucking opinions from the fucking idiots that are Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer.
That's not nice. He's just a donkey.
Yeah, right. Fucking speaking of donkeys,
right?
Like, yeah,
you say that literally as I'm getting it panning in on Logan Paul, so it's like perfect.
Yeah, the same people that tell me Moxie's the best wrestler fucking ever are maligning Triple H and his wrestling career.
Well, and I'm gonna just leave it at it's an anonymous ass quote, so you don't even know if it's even halfway credible, because trust me, it wouldn't be the first time some dirt sheet writer, not even excluding Meltzer, has just kind of made some shit up.
Yep, as always. Well, ding ding, we are live and ready to go, folks. Who you taking? Dale's got Kevin Owens. Marshall, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Also giving some rest in peace to Mr. Apollo Creed.
Carl Weathers, you can say his name.
I'll always remember him as Apollo Creed. I can't help it. The man
the mustache. Who you got though? You got Austin Theory or Kevin Owens? Well, I'll use this to remind everybody we do have the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships as well. If you want to help support the channel, if you want to make sure you get your comment read, as trust me, I'm sure we've missed half a dozen comments as it is because we talk a lot, and y'all are busy as hell. We've got 80 people kicking around with us, so we're averaging what 400 or 500 comments an hour here, so it gets a little hot and heavy.
Closer to 6.
There we go. Well, be humble.
No,
sit down. Stay humble.
Be accurate. No, it's been good. It's been awesome. Like I said, record-breaking months after record-breaking months, and we're having a lot of fun doing this, folks.
And we're tiptoeing by the window to 1 million views on the channel.
We're getting there fast. Barrett Grave on commentary for USA in October is a big W. Yeah, we'll see if this is the long-term, slate for everything. But I think it works great. I think Boston Gamer talked about, Corey's got enough experience. He's fine as a lead. He's been carrying commentary with KP at his side. So I'm good with this.
I like it. It creates a unique vibe, and it almost gives me a little bit closer to like when you had Michael Cole and Taz on SmackDown and when you had JR and King on Monday Night Raw. Because you've got the built-in dynamic between Pat and Cole on Raw now, which is you got to sell it for 3 hours. So you might as well at least have your most interesting commentary team or your most established, at least.
Yeah.
But absolutely. I like this pairing.
Is Priest ever going to cash in? I don't fucking know. I'm at a loss. I hope so.
Oh, where was it? Oh, small mark. I can't really see it. Oh, there it is. Chubbs taught Happy Gilmore how to golf. I forgot that. Carl Weathers was all in the hips. Damn alligator got my hand.
That's KO rolling through, folks. Big old suck it. Cannonball.
Boom.
Yeah, a lot of buzz about this
today. 2 go.
We'll get into that when we can, Marshall. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. But, yeah, I mean, dude, a lot of Samoans are free agents. Let's go.
Who's to say we don't maybe see him tonight?
That'd be amazing.
Just throwing it out there.
It'd be a nice little caveat.
I've still thought for the longest time that we're at least going to get a second version of the bloodline. We're going to get instead of the NWO black and white when they had the silver and black and all of that, you had their little factions. You had Hollywood NWO, you had the Wolf Pack, all of that type of shit. I think we get closer towards that.
Yeah, potentially.
As we go to commercial break, Lucky, what up? Saying me in the chat. Johnson Meltzer tweeted. He says we should know the main event by the end of the show.
Yeah, well, good guess, Meltzer. When Cody says, "I'm showing up to make some words,"
but I don't know because there's multiple options here. We could still have I've seen the idea pitched out, and I think Cody even retweeted it of all three of them. Winner takes all. And granted, I retweeted what I thought was the greatest comparison of this. It's Seth and it's Cody got Seth and Roman. It's ketchup or catsup. Ketchup or catsup.
Well, that's interesting that you feel that way because a lot of people felt like that not only did Seth put himself down, but he also maligned.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I'm like, what the fuck kind of take is that on what happened? Seth did nothing but put himself over and explain why he was the more sensible, better option. And, everything that he's worked for. I have no idea why people think that somehow he groveled. Like he made
don't think at all like a little bit, but that doesn't make you a little bit weak of like, you're like, you should challenge me. Why doesn't anyone want to fight me with my bum knee?
No, he gave it exactly. Well, A, because he wants the main event. And B, it's everything that the fans have been saying, that he's the workhorse. He's the guy that shows up every week. He's the guy that blew his knee because he's taking Monday Night Raw bookings. Like, he is the guy. He is the blue-collar champion. I thought he put him and that title over in such a great way that, no, not at all. Like, I mean, this idea that, he's burying Roman with his comments. No, he's telling the truth, which makes it good.
I don't agree fully to that whole, I guess, theory. Rest in peace, Chubbs Peterson. Shut up, Vape Cart. I think it does make it coming from a position of weakness. I'll say that at least.
I didn't think so.
I don't think that it's Barry Roman or fully to that extent, or he's out there groveling. I just think it shows.
No,
it just there's the potential to where it can look weak. Of you're like, no, challenge me. I have the weak knee. I'm the wounded animal. Challenge me.
Yeah, but I don't think he was doing that. I think he was taking it from a point of power, a point of arrogance. Of how dare you overlook me? I am the guy. I am the champion. I am the top of the mountain.
That would have worked if he got nose to nose and everything like that. And if he got really confrontational about it and said, you're going to sit there and waste your opportunity, and actually got, all of this versus just, but you should really challenge me because I've been here. I've done that.
No, I didn't feel that at all when I watched it. I didn't feel like he was groveling. I didn't feel like he was like, poor me, you should pick me. It was very much of, if you want this to be the moment you want it to be, I am the guy. I am the champion. I am the marquee guy. I am the top of the mountain, not the other guy on the other show.
That you lost me last year.
What?
When you were trying to climb the hill.
What do you mean?
As in, I'm saying, like, to me, it's one of those of Roman's very clearly the clear-cut choice. So that's why I could see it there. Like, I do agree with you to the extent of, like, I have to agree with you, and I at least see the potential to why people could view it as it's coming from a position of weakness and all of that, sure. But no, challenge me. No one wants to fight me.
Why I don't feel like he said it like that. I don't think he approached it like that at all. And I thought people that viewed it that way were just making their own kind of narrative in their head. He wasn't like, poor me, don't forget about me. He wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. It was from a point of, I have made this title. And again, I get it. I get what the perception is. That's why I thought the promo was so strong, was because people already feel like Roman is the guy, and he is.
So does Seth show up tonight and interrupt Cody?
Maybe.
That to me would solidify your point.
Yeah, maybe. Absolutely. I still think, like, I mean, it didn't sway me. I don't think it's going to sway Cody.
Right.
I still think
Swanton bomb,
Roman's
by
the
the way,
match.
from KO.
Big chance for KO. I love it.
Right. But yeah, I think it's clearly going to be Cody versus Roman unless we get if you smell.
Well, here's the catch. Here's the caveat. If you know you're going to get The Rock and Roman, is there an idea that, okay, we got to sell why Cody would choose Seth, why Cody would go this way without downgrading?
Oh,
Wow, 2-2-2-2-2. Nice.
the balloons are back.
Oh, did the balloons pop? I didn't even catch
The
them.
balloons popped up, but shout out by the way of
what a move.
Dave Averino. I see you in the chat. Smooth T still trying to explain his point. Keyshawn, John Silver, all of that. Damien, what up? But so you were still talking about
I think if you know that you potentially are going to do the Rock and Roman again for the belt, or at WrestleMania, then so people don't feel like that Cody got fucked, for a lack of
this
better word.
softens the blow. That's not a bad point. That's not a bad take.
Cody chose this. He wasn't forced to do it by the newest member of the TKO board.
That's not a
what a match.
Powerbomb from Theory for a 2 count, but that's not a bad take, and I haven't heard that discussed.
That's what I think. That's what I felt like part of the plan was there is we got to build
a soft landing into that match.
A little bit, right? Oh, we got the brass knuckles are back. Uh-oh.
Super kick.
Punch him. No way. No way. Roll up. Roll through.
Punches Waller with the knucks. Roll up. Roll up. Oh.
KO smart enough to get rid of them this time.
In the trunks. 1, 2, 3. KO picks up the win.
And listen, I give some flowers here for my boy Graves. I mean, you can count to 20. That's a throwback call right there.
That's the thing, though. I thought for half a second Jess noticed the knucks or something because she was kind of grabbing around his hands and everything.
Right. Go away, Jess.
But that's I'd take her over Aubrey any day. But
yeah, no, I mean, just don't fuck up the outcome.
Yeah, Graves is always great for like sliding in little references. Like there was like a whole month where he just slid in Pantera references.
And again, the man's a student of the game. He knows his history, so you do get some of that. But look, I love this, and the fans are going nuts for KO.
Does SmackDown right now have Attitude Era Raw feels? You have the big dog with Roman Reigns, and I don't mean that to go back to his old gimmick, but Rhea's showing up tonight.
Yes.
So let's go. Yeah, you're still ahead of me. But
as we got a replay of Naomi's return.
Does she sign with Friday Night SmackDown?
I believe so. It makes sense.
I'm still holding out that she should have been Trinity. I know it's semantics, but goddamn it, give me in.
Well, it's funny because Anthony and I talked about it last night. We kind of came to terms with understanding why it all happened. And again, I mean, at the end of the day, he even said like there was that pause moment of the fan base, but there she is with her SmackDown contract.
Let's go. Hey, so Trinity officially signed to Friday Night SmackDown, and you have Bianca, Shotzi, Mia Yim, and Tiffany. Tiffany's also signed. Let's go.
There you go.
Tiffany Epiphany.
Official. And face to face with Belair. Let's go.
Official like a referee whistle, my guy. Let's go. Oh.
She clapped Mission upside the face.
And Friday Night SmackDown just instantly got better. And Anthony, I will give you credit. It is also in part because of Naomi, but Tiffany Stratton is official like a referee whistle on Friday Night SmackDown. Oh, she's taking off the earrings. I'm going to whoop that bitch's ass.
As the Yes Boys are up next, Eurovision is upon us. I mean, I guess they could pull double duty. I'm a little surprised if you're going to pull up, like you pull up Tiffany, you pull up Braun right before Stand and Deliver, going into Mania, right?
Was Tiffany was not in a big active thing outside of she only had one day of being a range hand.
Yeah, that's all it was.
One episode of Simple Life, and it got canceled.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of answered my own question of doesn't mean just because she signed here doesn't mean she can't appear and do something with Fallon or whatever. But I love this. So Tiffany and Naomi are on SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna get Mission versus Tiffany tonight.
Let's go. And I think I like the bookend pairing a bit of we got Naomi and we also got Tiffany. So you do also kind of give a little bit of that shine, that little bit of the spotlight, at least the glancing spotlight on the Tiffany as well of, hey, she signed too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's again a little bit of like if you're gonna be that heel, what a better way. Naomi, everyone's thrilled about Naomi, and then she walks in to try and like steal that spotlight. Oh, that's great for you, but look who else signed. Haha. It works. It works. It plays well. And I think Mission and her should be a pretty tidy match.
I like it a lot, and I like that we're developing a women's division on SmackDown because it's been very faction heavy, I feel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially I still wonder what this means. Like, is Naomi, if all the rumors are true, and Sasha's going to be the announcement on Wednesday, which we haven't really talked about yet, but we'll get there. Would Naomi be the person that kind of takes that spot to help Bayley as this turn rolls out?
Yes.
Yes.
I've thought for a hot minute, even when when Charlotte was out, of Naomi could slide into that kind of extra baby face if we were still going to do the forethought, 8-person or 8-woman tag match.
Yeah, I will be very curious. I mean, again, until Sasha walks through the curtain, I don't believe the dirt sheets.
We'll talk about that here, I guess, a little later.
Right, but pretty deadly, pretty boring. Yeah, it's pretty deadly is how they make the crowd sometimes. But I like them. I mean, they haven't done much on the main roster, but I think there's something there.
Their biggest problem is they've been injured for most of their run on the main roster.
Yeah. Does this mean? I think you
clicked it at the same time. Okay, I'll read it then. Antonio said, Antoine saying, so does this mean Jade's going to Raw?
I think so. With Nia over there, we talk about the Haas women's division. She fits in perfectly.
Her versus Rhea just sign me up a little, but also at the same time, I kind of want her versus Bianca.
Yeah. I mean, options.
I want that interaction.
But
Naomi.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about like an abundance of riches right now. You're kind of spoiled, right? Like you got tons of options. But real quick, folks, we are in a commercial break. I'm not sure who Eurovision is fighting up next, but we got Mission and Tiffany coming up soon. Plus, we still have Cody Rhodes and so much more to come. Be a friend, tell a friend, get in that chat. I see over 80 people. Let's get this to triple digits, my friends. Then I'll be right back.
Right. Yeah, so KJ is taking a pause as I am still in commercial. John C. Remember Breezango PD reminds me of them. Who reminds you of the Fashion Police? That's where I'm getting there. Nick wants blondes versus braids. Wait, hold on. How did we get there? I don't know how we got there. TV time, let's go. Oh, I think Jade is going to NXT because she has talent for the. All right, Richard, you on that good vitamin pack there. So, as I'm getting an advertisement, which has anyone seen this? I think it already kind of early premiered on Hulu, but the Love in WWE, the series with Bianca Belair and Montez Ford, I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I have yet to watch a minute of it here. I'm assuming and I'm hoping and I'm feeling that it's better than Total Divas. Casey, what up? Jade versus Nia. I very much could see that happening. How about love a friend because it's Valentine's Day this month? Okay, Christian. Just do it respectfully. Do it consensually. I'll say that way. Keyshawn, I didn't know Minchin was on that type of time. Well, she about that action. So we've got Bianca backstage right now talking to Aldis. So she's already anticipating that Bayley's going to challenge Rhea for the WWE Women's title. So who do you think that Bayley's going to challenge? I think we all know it's going to be Io, but Bianca's out here trying to get her shot at a world title. Bianca just talking down to Logan Paul now. Let's go. I was abbreviating. I don't know what you were abbreviating. A-Town, do y'all think that Naomi will turn heel and join the bloodline until the WWE draft when Roman goes to Raw? Oh, I don't even know if we've even talked about them having the potential of another draft or anything. I do think that there's very much the strong chance that Trinity or Naomi ends up joining the bloodline here. But now we've got Legado del Fantasma having a whole little family sit down here between Los Lotharios, Electra Lopez, and Santos here. This is why KJ needed to take a pause for the calls. You knew Electra was going to be on the screen here. You guys see what I said? My bad. I meant, okay, we'll see how that works out with Punk being injured. Logan Paul is rude. Yeah, he's rude, crude, and unattractive. Hey, as Santos says, welcome back to Electra. Oh, I never left. Liv Morgan is my early prediction to win the Elimination Chamber. Number one contender is KJ and Nick. There you go. Well, I have heard that talking. So who do you, I guess, following Damien here, who's your prediction to win the Elimination Chamber? Because I feel like that's already been set up to be whoever wins, that's the one that faces Rhea at WrestleMania. Does Cody have Ghost? No, he has Pharaoh. Santos holding his meeting at Tony D's restaurant. See, I knew it. I knew I recognized it. It's the same goddamn place as a fucking Olive Garden. JV saying it's an episode of Narcos. Oh, as we've already got Legado del Fantasma already coming out here with Electra Lopez. So we've got a fatal 4-way tag team match between British Strong Style with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And I'm glad I can actually call him Pete Dunne. And the Lowell with Joaquin Phoenix and Cruz del Toro versus Pretty Deadly with Elton Prince. And God damn it, now is where I'm going to miss a name. And then Legado del Fantasma with Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. So who you taking, folks, in this 4 corners tag match? And I hate that we're doing it to where you have to tag in your opposite, like you have to tag in your opponent. So we're starting off with only 2 people in the ring right now. So right now it's Bate and Dunn working over Elton Prince right now, I believe, in the ring. Juan taking Dunn and Bate. JVC, and I can see Becky versus Rhea at Mania. Time for some crop top tomfoolery. That's the best way to describe that team, 100%. Shout out Lady B. Liv More, already got that. I predict some Italiano food. Okay, Christian. LWO has won 1 match in 5 months. Really? Dunn and Tyler Bate is what Casey's taking. My pick is Garza and Humberto. Legado World Order for the win. Oh, we got the ultimate flip-de-doo and everybody stands down and stares at each other. I'll take. It's either going to be Los Lotharios or it's going to be Bait and Dunn. That's really the two that I think is going to be. It's either going to be the heel team to set up the feud between them and the Low, or it's going to be Dunn and Butch to establish them a bit more as a tag team. British World Order, not quite, more British Strong Style. LWO for the win. Either Team Midriff or Los Lotharios. That's what we should start calling them now, Larry, is Team Midriff. Baseball slides on the outside, and they're about. We're gonna get another launch here. Man's going launching, nowhere near as far, but Walking Wild going launching here, doing his best dolphin dive here. I think he made it all of a foot this time, nowhere near as far as last time. Angel and Umberto for the win. Did the announcer call this type of match a no DQ? Why bother tagging? Valid. Now, granted, as we are in another commercial break, so my issue when it comes to JV, I see your comment. I'm not going to click on it, but I do acknowledge it. But my issue with this type of match is that you're essentially tagging in your opponent. You should have 4 people in the match at all times, so you just have to tag in your partner and all of that. Maybe you can make an elimination. Maybe you just make it, one pin wins it. But it's also with calling it no DQ and everything that goes into the whole, every time they have a triple threat or even a regular fatal 4-way, it's no DQ. So we just instantly get a run-in interference. Christ, we saw it. That's what everybody's complaint was for the fatal 4-way match with Roman, LA Knight, Randy, and AJ at Royal Rumble. Yeah, hey, Hernandez has the border tosses. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. But I am in commercial break, so we'll remind everybody, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. Not only are we going to be back at it tomorrow for Collision, and then on Sunday for Vengeance Day, we are even going to be here for the Super Bowl. Yes, we do cover more than just wrestling. Clearly, we talk more than just wrestling. But yes, we will be here for the superb owl between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers, and we're not going to talk about what happened after the last time these two teams faced each other in a Super Bowl here. But 100%, if you haven't done so, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. And let me know, honestly, right now, who you're taking, whether you're taking early predictions, whether you're taking the Chiefs or the 49ers here. Got that one. Terrence saying, I said it once and I'll say it again. Ryback is on his way back to WWE. We've seen 2 people return to WWE. We see CM Punk and we've seen Naomi. How long until we see Ryback? I know CM Punk came back with the Hell Froze Over t-shirt when he came back. And fitting with that, it'll be a cold day in hell, I feel, before Ryback shows back up in the WWE. I think that man likes to really talk about potentially going back, but even his own fan base wanted him to retire not once, but twice. As I'm back from commercial break, as I've got Elton Prince and Walking Wild, formerly DJ Zima Ion, and a headlock here. Ronnie, I see you're coming again. Yeah, no, he's just on the supplements, the feed me more diet and all of that. He's just out here, doing, tasting videos and all that bullshit. And I'll say this, the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl, and that's the bottom line because Christian Power said so. Well, there you go. Damian, what is your thoughts on Hangman Adam Page versus Royce Rickland 3? I think it's the best match as Pete Dunne's stomping a mud hole in everybody with step-up Enziguris here. Just running wild. Hi. Speaking of running wild.
There we go.
But so who you got in this match? We've got a fatal 4-way tag team match.
British strong style, maybe.
I have them or Los Lotharios.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't
Ooh.
know. I'm leaning towards let's give the Brits a chance.
Well, I think it establishes them more as a significant tag team.
Yeah, make them count. Make it count. We've seen the
Right.
struggles with DIY. You kind of don't want them to fall into that realm. But good match. A lot of chaos going on right now as Elton's going for a spin.
Right. And I guess we'll linchpin it for a commercial here, but somebody was asking about feelings on Hangman versus Swerve 3.
Yeah. I've been very public about my feels.
Like
But
I
we'll
said,
get there. We'll get there.
Oh. Los Lotharios, break it up. Well, and then now I also, by the way, while you were on your pause, had people asking, well, when's Ryback going to come back to WWE?
Never. Ryback can't wrestle. And Ryback knows he can't wrestle. All he does is run his mouth to make people think he can. But when was the last time Ryback got in a ring? As Lopez up on the apron and said, if we're setting up Zelina and Lopez, I'm in.
Hey.
Oh. Yeah, I think Los Lotharios and LWO are going to take each other out, which they are. Meteora!
Yeah, which then sets up Pretty Deadly versus Brawl. That's a good show. That's a good show.
Yeah. And I mean, I saw someone compare, oh, look, the twin switch. We got the twin switch.
Yeah, except one's blonde and one's brunette.
You know, you see him covering up his hair. He was hiding. He was letting his he was hiding his hair. Yes! Pete Dunne stretching those fingers.
Joint manipulation. And is there another spot that I think like you feel more like at home, like because we've all felt that kind of pain. Like we see when we watch like GCW when someone does a paper cut.
It's over. And Pete Dunne no selling it. I love it.
Well, I'm just glad we can call him Pete Dunne again. But yeah, that joint manipulation and everything. Every time you still watch it, you're like, ow, 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 ow. That like I know how that feels. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah, I think that's what I went and took my pause for was some joint manipulation. But
you saw Lopez. You had to do the five. You had to John Cena 5-knuckle shuffle.
And a different kind of joint manipulation.
right.
It's official. Mission will be taking on Tiffany Stratton here tonight.
Well, I will epiphany off here for a minute then.
There you go. Nick's going to take a pause for the cause. We're rolling along as British Strong Style. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne pick up the win, folks. And the show rolls on. But yes, adding more and more by the minute. And I don't know how you guys feel out there. I'd love to hear opinions. But it just feels like there's a big vibe with SmackDown, with Tiffany signing, with, we just saw Naomi sign with SmackDown. Cody's in the house. We haven't got to that yet. A lot going on for sure. And now we are going to the commentary team talking about Bayley. Now, how do we feel? I mean, Rhea Ripley comes out and basically tells Bayley, don't even think about coming after me. What she's in a pickle. I'm a guest. Street Profits advance on Monday. Interesting. But the Street Profits are on Friday. So you're thinking they move 2 Mondays? Where are we going with that, Mark? Yeah, they lost a ton of steam when one of them got injured. Money, I think they will get their shine as a heel champs at some point. Yeah, they're young, they're new, they're kind of working their stuff out. I think it was you, Boston, that compared them to the Fashion Files, which I agree with. I mean, you get that vibe, and if they continue to work and continue to mature, I think they'll be a mainstay in the tag team division for quite a while. I like what Triple H is doing with the tag team. Both men's and women's tags are building up and looking good, but we are in the back with Damage Control. No Dakota Kai tonight. Bayley's done tonight. Says EO. There you go. Bailey is done tonight. And the ladies have a laugh, have a giggle. This seems like that's where it's heading, John. I think that's the... Oh, and Bailey heard it. Bailey. Oh, she's hurt. So kind of the old, going back, a bit of a throwback in the angle here, but EO says that Bailey is done. Bailey overhears. So very similar to the Batista moment of, overhearing Triple H running his mouth, but they don't know. So I think we're going to get the thumbs down from Bailey, and it makes sense, right? Bailey versus Io Sky Mania is going to work. I know Nick was a little concerned that, is it too soon? But I'll throw it out to the chat as well. Like, I feel like the demise of Bailey and the Damage Control has been coming for quite a while. I feel like even before they added Asuka and Kyrie, there was dissension amongst the Damage Control. Remember, they were getting mad at her because she kept losing or causing them to lose even when she was trying to help. Then they added 2 new members. They started referring to Dakota Kai as the mastermind. So, yes, there you go. There you go. The writing is on the wall. Bailey was see-through trout with windows. She got windows. Windows. Over under how many matches do you think TK will add to add Revolution 12? Over. TK loves the number 14. 14, 15. And someone out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but most AEW pay-per-views have around 14, 15 matches. And I've implored Tony Khan, less is more. We just had Rumble with 4 matches. Granted, 2 of them were hour plus long, but quality over quantity. And that is the goal here. If Tony Khan was smart, give me 10 outstanding matches. I don't need 14 matches and 4 of the matches being Ring of Honor matches or throwaway matches. I don't need 4 pre-show matches and then 10 main show matches. I think there is a better approach. But generally, Damian, if I had to bet right now, Tony loves 14, 15. That seems to be his comfort zone. It's because he can't say no to people. I'm confused with all the brand split. I have 0. Yeah, you're not the only one, Mark. I mean, it's interesting. People can just show up where they want to. Why does Cody have Ghost? Ooh, I don't know. Casper? Are we talking about the dog? Which I think the dog's name is Pharaoh. And I think someone said in the chat earlier, let's have Cody's dog versus CM Punk's dog, Larry, at Mania, because we can't have Cody and Punk. So, that's on the table. Let's go. Maybe Chamber. Put the 2 dogs in the Elimination Chamber. But the WWE has a bad history with using dogs in matches. It hasn't worked out so well. Is it possible to drag Nia and Rhea until WrestleMania? I think so. But I believe that Becky Lynch is going to win the Chamber, and it will be Rhea versus Becky at Mania. I think that's the better overall match. I think as far as match quality goes, I like Nia Jax. I'm not trying to disparage her, but I think there's a better story. I think Nia is a very viable contender heading into Chamber. You might even give that match main event or co-main event status. But at the end of the day, I think Nia, they're not going to be able to pull it off. I think they're going to go another direction, a little more of a compelling direction. As we're being reminded, 64 days away from WrestleMania. And I will remind everybody, there is not a YouTube channel out there that covers Mania weekend like us. We do like 10 to 12 hours, 2 straight days. We go marathon style, and we strap in and strap on for the full weekend. We will be here on Saturday to kick off at like 11:30 a.m. and we stay till the wrestling's done on night 1. We come back on the Sunday for another multi-hour show. So make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you hit like and subscribe as we are getting the progressive match flow. As Cody is pointing at Roman. Second match announced for Revolution, Tony. Yeah, this was the natural succession of this story. Deonna versus Tony. My curiosity is, can they keep it interesting till Revolution? It's the end of the, beginning of March. So we got a few weeks to go before Revolution. I hope they have some plans to keep this interesting. And I want Deonna and Tony to do extremely well with this. I'm a big fan of Deonna Purrazzo. I think Toni Storm has carried the division. She's one of the biggest personalities in AEW. I want this to be successful. And I'm kind of rooting for Deonna. There you go. Dale with me on the chamber idea. The last time Bayley wore pants like that, the internet lost its effing mind. And then a whole bunch of stickers. I appreciate that.
Oh,
love it, love it, love it, love it. Be a member. Get stickers like AJ. The way the crowd be the way that way too long crowd be gassed by the final matches, dead crowds if they last that long. Marvin, I think you're talking about AEW, but that's been the case. If we go back in the history of AEW, even when Punk won the title for the first time, when MJF was playing out, at World's End, I think that's been a downfall of the AEW pay-per-views, is they go so long and there's so many matches and there's so many stipulation matches that, like, I remember covering the pay-per-view live. Punk wins and we didn't rejoice. We didn't jump up and down. We were just like, all right, finally done. Goodbye. So that's why I really implore Tony Khan. You don't have to get everybody on the show. You can save some big matches for Dynamite. Might actually help Dynamite be better. I don't need to see, Queen Aminata take on, fucking, what's her name? Red Velvet, on the pay-per-view. We don't need that. We can skip that match. And he's had a bad habit of having filler matches. But right now in the ring, we got a ring announcer, we got Pierce, and we got Nick Aldis. Bum, bum, bum. And here comes Cody Rhodes. Let's go. So they do an EO Bailey damage control storyline compared to Batista. Yeah, 100%, Rocco. Definitely same vibes. Even the backstage of, oh, I lied. It's not Cody. It's my bad. Bailey, dumbass. Yeah, here comes Bailey. And like I said, she knows what's up. Oddly enough, no Dakota Kai tonight. But yes, Bailey is coming out to declare who she will challenge for WrestleMania. And again, we saw the story play out. Lucky getting a giggle out of the pants. Io's got some holes in her pants. She's kind of Io rocking the chaps. No Dakota. I'm not quite sure why, unless Dakota comes sliding in after the fact, but I have no idea. But good Lord. Bailey! Do you think Samoa Joe will get involved in the singles match between? I don't think so. It really doesn't make sense if he gets, and I don't want a three-way. So yeah, maybe he does. But I think we need to put this to bed. And my big fear is Adam Page is going to beat Swerve. He's going to cash in on a couple L's and go the other way to create this three-way. I really hope not. I feel like Swerve is past it. I'd like a straight-up match between Swerve and Joe, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Yes, I will talk about this real quick, Alexis, but Bailey is got a mic. Ladies behind her. But Mania starts both nights at 7 p.m. Yeah, big announcement came out, I believe, today, that instead of an 8 p.m. start time, 7 p.m., thank you for that. Well, we appreciate it. It's going to be a long show. It's going to be a stacked night. Starting at 7 and ending somewhere around 11-ish is much better than starting at 8 and ending at midnight. And Rhea Ripley in the back, by the way.
Hi.
Hi.
Speaking of in the back, but yes, it does save us about an hour or so
Yeah.
with Mania going on an hour early. And I don't think anyone right now, after recent things coming out in pro wrestling, wants to be in a three-way.
Yeah. Yeah. I need a role model back. Ding dong, hello. It will be interesting, Nick, to see Bailey as a baby face with,
They were
but not the
chuckling
hugger.
behind it. Sorry.
What?
I was saying how Damage Control was chuckling behind Bailey,
Yeah.
picking herself up. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. And when you were on your pause, they did the whole Batista spot of, you know, Io says to the other girls, Bailey is done. And Bailey happened to be, you know, behind a door catching them talking shit.
With a glass cup and everything so she could hear it through the door.
Uh-huh. And they keep going back to Rhea Ripley in the back, by the way.
Right. And Asuka out here looking with the zombie eyes here.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Dakota will side with Bailey? She hasn't appeared to be on the fence at all, Christopher, for me. She's been the mastermind. Remember, they're selling her as the mastermind. She brought in Asuka. She brought in Kyrie without Bailey, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. More breaking news. There's the big announcement for Wednesday. A live Rampage.
Oh, God.
Asuka and Io acting like mean girls. Very much so.
Little bit.
Oh, people. Oh, the crowd at the instant. Oh, the crowd.
Because you can see the moment then. That's a good shot. They sit there and turn as Bailey's turning and looking at Damage Control. When you're friends. Dun, dun, dun.
Are you done laughing? Oh, dropping. There you go. Dropping a little Japanese.
Konnichiwa.
Turn in Japanese.
Whoa.
Talking behind my back.
Literally, it's recorded. There's fucking cameras.
Oh.
Io's face, though, is great this whole time. It's just like, shit. Do
you know what the thing is funny, though? You say about that. Kyrie always looks evil, though. Kyrie always looks like she's up to something.
That's because you can only see one eye. Asuka looks like she's literally, she's either chewing gum or she's about to miss the shit out of Bailey.
She about to get jumped. This is what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Here we go. And now Io said they were done with Bailey, and here it is.
If Bailey's not going to make the decision, I think Damage Control has made the decision for her here.
Absolutely.
But this goes back to, like you mentioned, of you get somebody like a Naomi that sides with Bailey here to kind of even the odds.
Yeah, I'm curious. I am smiling now. Yeah, Bailey in those pants will do that for you. Oh, Bailey's got a weapon. She's got
a pipe, and I'll leave it at that.
She came prepared.
She snuck it in.
Oh, dropped the pipe, got the pipe back.
Right. Fumaruski.
Oh, stalemate standoff. Let's go.
Dun, 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 dun.
You always got to watch out for the cute ones, JV. They're the dangerous ones.
Strike me down now, Skywalker.
Big Bailey chance. Well, Bailey knew she was in trouble, so she planted a weapon.
So we're going to get Bailey versus Io at WrestleMania 40.
It's official. Let's go. Bailey's first
single
match.
Oh, and a big pop for Bailey. Bailey's right now I'd say your biggest baby face in the women's division.
Ooh, maybe, yeah. Yeah.
Name me another.
I'd like to say Becky is probably pretty big in the babyface category.
I think Bailey might get a better reaction than her.
Her officially turning. And again, I'm curious, right? Because I mean, we can't go back to the old hugger Bailey, right? She's got to be a baby face without that gimmick. So I'm really interested.
Well, this is more badass Bailey instead of Hugger Bailey. So
Yeah.
up next, we're getting Bobby Lashley and the Prophets versus the Final Testament in a 6-man tag match.
Player, let's go.
Holla, holla,
We're
holla.
back into commercial.
With, again, AI Hulk Hogan and AI Stone Cold is a thing of nightmares.
It is really creepy. It really is creepy.
No one's neck bends that way. No one ever.
The power of Christ compels you.
Right. And nobody
Right? Let's go. Imagine if she chose Rhea. Yeah, I mean, Rhea Bailey would work, but I really think we're heading towards Rhea Becky.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we've now got an official that we're getting Io versus Bailey, so that question's answered. But I think we are getting Becky versus Rhea is going to be the other women's main event at Mania.
Mm-hmm. Dakota Kai is going to have to be huge on the mic for Io to properly build this match. Yeah, I think that's what, this is big time for Dakota. Can she carry the faction and keep them compelling? She hasn't really had that moment yet, but she spent a year under Bailey.
I think this is your establishment. This is your make it or break it. This is your nut up or shut up moment.
Mm-hmm. Great question for the commercial break, John. Why isn't Mercedes signing with WWE?
Ego.
Money.
All right. Money. Show me the money.
I think it's ego. I think Sasha gets to be the bright shining star in the sky in AEW, and there's hope there that she can make that division better. But I think ultimately WWE won't give her as much money as Tony. I think the same thing with Okada. Like, here's your money, and if Barry Bloom doesn't want to agree to it, then that's it. And I think the WWE has a set limit of what they're willing to spend, and Tony will spend whatever it takes to get it done.
Yeah, and well, maybe we'll call Scott there, shutout, to get the Barry Bloom deal done and everything. Right. But the Okada thing, I think, is a little different because we've talked about it. He wants to be on that WrestleMania stage. He wants that vibe, and he knows he'd instantly. When you go to WWE, respectfully, love it or hate it, you are now wrestling amongst legends.
Yes.
You are now wrestling amongst the stars. You are in that universe, apropos because it's a galaxy of fucking stars. Mercedes going to AEW we've talked about it at length, and I'm the furthest thing from a Sasha Banks fan. It is purely ego driven. It is, I want to stay a big fish in a small pond. I want to walk around and can say I'm the highest paid women's professional wrestler. Not the best, the highest paid.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big component to this, Nick. And then I see the comment here of WWE has a budget, and they do. It's not like they're tight with their wallet. They will spend money where I equate it to, like, you remember all those years where the Detroit Red Wings were like just unbelievable. Yzerman, Lindstrom,
Shanahan, Fedorov, all of that.
But nobody made more money than Lindstrom. If you were going to sign, you had to get in and fit in. He was the captain. He was the top. And I think that's what the WWE has going. Like, there's a tier. There's Charlotte. There's your Baileys, your Beckys. And they're not going to give Sasha more money than all of those women for her to be in the middle of the pack.
See, and I'll take that and flip it, because I think it's more of, like you said, of like you fit in to get in. There's always been that history of kind of a locker room leader in WWE, whether it was Taker running Wrestlers Court, whether it's Roman's that's kind of taken over that mantle there. And I think that's, very fitting with also the women's roster. I think WWE is going to have that point of, we're not going to bring you in just because you'll be a big thing if you're going to fuck up the dynamic here. AEW don't give a shit.
No, Tony
wants the Wild Wild West.
Tony wants the pop. Tony will pay for the pop, even if it's a one-time pop. And we've seen it before. Adam Copeland, Danielson, Adam Cole, he will pay for that pop. And and then that's the one thing with Sasha is she'll take that money. She'll take that money and run. and brag. I am the most, I'm the highest paid. But I will say this as a cautionary tale, as we got Karrion Kross and the
Mhm.
Final Testament coming out, I really like this Tony Storm intro.
Yeah, well, is it a little bit that, or is it, it goes back to a bit like his NXT one. Granted,
Yep.
ever since the Adam Cole promo, I can't look at Karrion Kross the same way.
Oh, really?
Well, a little bit with what they have to do to make Adam Cole cool, ring the damn bell.
Yeah.
It kind of did. I'm gonna take everything hot and take it all off you.
Well, I mean, again, in that argument, I think this is good then because they're not doing the over the top entrance. We're not doing the fall and pray. A
Right.
little black and white, but he's just walking out, and Scarlett is
It's a little like this kind of militant, a little for Marvel fans or whatever, like the Mandarin, almost kind of like that, of like this kind of militant militia
Yeah.
group. But
Yeah.
sorry, you were talking about Sasha and everything.
Yeah, I think the challenge here for Sasha is if you're going to take Tony's money and you're going to go to AEW, it's on you now. We're going to watch. Are you going to get injured again? Are you going to be able to stay healthy? But are you the women's wrestler that you believe you are? Are you going to be able to get in and elevate that division and put that division on your back and be the one? Or are you going to be botchy? Are you going to be sloppy? Are you going to make mistakes? Are you going to get exposed as not quite as good as the other four horse ladies?
I agree with that. Tony Khan is James Harden at the club. Nick Khan and TKO is LeBron James. We out here making championship moves versus we're just wasting money just because it makes us look cool and it gets clicks.
What's his name from Philly?
Joel Embiid?
No. Well, he's not on Philly anymore. But what's his face? He's had a lot.
James Harden.
James Harden's a good example. I was thinking of Christ. I can
Beverly.
No, but literally, no matter where they go, there's an issue. Like they're not quite as good as they like. Everyone sees the potential, but they get there and then they don't want to play. They're taking days off.
Like I said, that's James Harden.
James Harden's a good. I'll come back to me, but it'll come back around. But James Harden works perfectly. Same idea. Like it will be on her to be more than what we've seen.
Right. But so who you taking is? I think this should have been a Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And granted, now during the men's Rumble, I personally hated this interaction.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no contest. I don't know if we ever even get a match.
Ding ding, we've just already got everybody throwing hands here.
Oh, Montez gets yeeted.
Right.
Wow, Dawkins, big feller.
Yeah, well, he's always been that kind of surprisingly super athletic, are going to hit that big moment out of that tag team. Everybody obviously is a big fan of Montez, but Dawkins is an underrated. He's the Billy Gunn of that team a bit.
Oh, shit. Now Scarlett's in the ring. This is just chaos, folks. We're not getting a match.
Nah.
Yeah, Scarlett's on Bobby's back. Oh, wait a minute. Hey!
B-Fab!
B-Fab! Kicking Scarlett in the face. Spear!
Getting Ronald McDonald B-Fab here with this red-ass hair.
It took me... Wait.
There had been the rumor well, now we've got even numbers. Because there had been the rumor for the longest time that B-Fab was going to be with Bobby and the Prophets.
Well, we saw her kind of petition one time. She was talking to Bobby a couple times, and then it never came to be. Is this match not happening?
No.
Okay, so I point KJ on
no contest. There's one match to go, so what the hell? This is new. Hey, Bro Breaker! Bro Breaker about to sign with SmackDown. Yeah, that's really interesting. Well, we saw Idris Sanofi out there petitioning.
Oh, Pierce!
Sorry. Oh, no, you're good.
We haven't had a whole lot of wrestling tonight, eh?
No, this is between Monday and tonight. I want to see the collective time of actual wrestling we saw, because it hasn't been a lot.
But the show, the fact that we're this late in the show already seems like we always say if the show feels quick, it's a pretty good one, right?
I think it shows that there's enough story going on.
Oh my lord!
I would love some more wrestling.
Jade!
Hey, Jade!
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 Nick Aldis going on a shopping spree.
My guy, you got the bank account. Do it, my guy. You got that new money. You got that CW. You got that USA money.
He just walking through
That
the
Netflix
aisles.
check ain't cleared yet. Vince is still getting accusations that Netflix check ain't cleared.
That Netflix check hasn't cleared yet.
That USA check cleared.
Oh, that's amazing. Pride parade for the W. Testament needs the win. No, they're going to continue. Ben Simmons. Thank you, Carlos.
There, I couldn't remember the name.
Ben Simmons. Thank you.
So coming from Carlos Delgado of all people.
Blue Jays great.
It's just so kind of apropos. Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Epiphany in the house.
You know what I realized? We have to watch Rampage after this. Fuck.
It's more and more feeling like that every Friday. Of like,
yeah,
all right,
shit.
We'll do a half an hour SmackDown post show, and who cares what's happening on this?
And the final match of Rampage.
You guys are a minute ahead of me. Well, that's funny, but yeah.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
So don't worry, the vitamins will slow us down.
Mm-hmm. I don't like how they did what they just did, by the way. I'm going to give WWE a little bit of
what
shit.
What was that?
I
don't like what you just did, what you did.
You did some
Did you
things.
ever have a dream that you thought you had, that you think you thought you had?
With Bobby and the Profits taking on, and I love the graphics here, by the way.
Oh.
But with Bobby and the Profits and the Final Testament, they come out for a 6-man tag.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like, they got to bring out like a few refs. They got to make it look like it was supposed to be a match that never became a match. Instead of they all got in a fight and they were like, yep, bye. Like it doesn't feel like the match got thrown out. It just felt like this is what we were supposed to do.
This is what, yeah, but welcome to a little bit of what I felt during their whole Rumble spot and everything. But I fully agree with you. If you literally, you've said it, and I don't want to hear it just for my ears' sake, of like WCW, where they just ring the bell the whole time of like, dang, fucking stop it, knock it off here.
Yeah,
this was supposed to happen, or like you said, the refs come out. Nick Aldis should have came out and sat there and said, "Well, pulled everybody apart."
Well, he's too busy signing everybody he can find.
Yeah, I mean, I'd let that shit happen on my watch if I can sign Braun Breaker and Jade Cargill too.
Right? He's
on top of signing Naomi and Tiffany Stratton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. But for holding both companies with the same accountability, I just want that to feel like it was supposed to be a match that didn't happen, opposed to we were planning to have a fight here. And who cares?
That felt like an angle before it was ever supposed to be a match, and it was booked as a match. So if you're going to book it as a match, treat it as a match. It should have been rest, pull apart, and even that's what causes the more of the chaos of in the chaos too. Even you've got refs going here, there, everywhere, and that's when BFAB pops up.
Yeah, and I think to your point, that's what happened at the Rumble. Of it felt so like programmed that way. Like it
felt like it was a moment that was supposed to happen versus an organic moment.
Yeah. Like, and that I would rather see, like you said, give me some refs, give me some security, throw some job guys out there, have them, these 6 men doing everything that they can to get their hands on each other and have it break down. And then, the ref waving and the bell ringing, like, oh, match is off. But that, give me a little more believability because it comes flat. It's flat when they do it that way.
Absolutely. I was going to say, even throw a Cedric Alexander out there, throw a little extra angle in there, trying to break it up and everything. And he goes flying.
Right. Anthony, the chapeau that runs the show. How you doing, my guy? Had a lot of fun on here last night covering TNA, but he feels
how you feel that Naomi signed a SmackDown, my guy?
Yeah, that's actually a good question for my friend. But yeah, I mean, it's on a roll. It's cooking. Again, me and you just talked about this. Like, not a lot of in-ring stuff, but man, am I enjoying this show? And we only got 30 minutes left, or just over 30 minutes.
Right. So we still have Cody makes his decision tonight.
Interesting that they haven't said anything about Seth being present.
Well, we'll see. I think if now, are you of the mindset of if Seth shows, it validates your point more versus if he doesn't show, it goes to the, well, he was kind of begging vibe? Or how do you feel if Seth doesn't show to be involved?
I think either way. I think that, he pleaded his case coming out tonight, may feel more desperate. Again, as much as I defended it and didn't feel that, but him showing up and being like, no, don't do it. We'll see. I'm very curious. But here comes Mission with the Good Brothers, who are now valets.
Yeah. That's their one paycheck for the month now. That we won't see them again till March. It's Groundhog's Day, so that means that's why they showed up.
Well, here comes Mission, who got clapped up in the side of the head earlier tonight by Tiffany.
Yeah, tell me how a contract feels to the side of the face.
Right. But I like the WWE in-company free agency. I'm enjoying the shit out of this, man. This is fun.
It's fantastic.
Right?
Well, I don't know if it got brought up while you were on a pause or somebody was on a pause or whatever, but the idea of them having another draft again or anything.
Yeah, I think post-Mania, definitely I would be down for another draft, especially with such an influx of talent. The only question becomes, well, you sign all these free agents and then the other company just drafts them away, but them the breaks, I suppose.
I mean, why the fuck am I signing you for a 3-year contract over on SmackDown if you're going to turn around and get drafted over there?
Right. So, that's compelling.
But we got Mitchin versus Tiffany Stratton, and you all know who I'm taking. So who is everybody else taking?
Tiffany's not losing her debut. This is not Vince McMahon booking.
Well, it might be more likely that she would win if it was Vince McMahon booking, respectfully.
Oh, well, yeah, fair enough. The OC on call. Yeah, apparently. Anybody know the last time the OC got in the match, even like a dark match? I haven't not seen them do anything.
Facts.
I mean, I know Luke Gallows was injured for a little bit, but that feels like a year ago.
Didn't Anderson have something as well, or am I just imagining things?
Could be. But we will take your predictions on this match. Is anybody taking Mia for the upset? Which is odd to say that, right? The rookie is the favorite.
I was gonna say, yeah, don't break my heart. Take Tiffany.
Real women wrestle in WWE. Bold statement from AJ. But man,
that's
this women's roster is stacking, dude.
The entire roster, top to bottom. Now, granted, I still hold my claim that too many themes are generic, but we'll talk about that at another date and time. The music, as we go to commercial break after Tiffany dumps Mishin on the outside here.
Sorry, I got a Little Caesars commercial, and it looks like Seth Rollins' brother is like, I haven't done anything with my life. Brothers in the commercial. Good Brothers are still in the company.
What time is it? Why?
I like that, right? Going into commercial break. What time is it? It's Tiffy time.
Oh, I didn't even know that's what she said. Jesus.
Yeah, right. But that's why we're like, Nick, Tiff time. Hey, she took off her earrings. I'm with her. There you go. Larry taking Mission.
There you go.
Who's better in the ring, Roxy or Tiffy?
Ooh.
Two different styles. I think Roxy's a little more seasoned than Tiff.
Yeah. I was going to say Roxanne would probably take it because she was already pretty much established before she even got to NXT. Tiffany's straight a performance center product.
Yeah, 100%. I think she's further along in her development. She was a Ring of Honor champion. And I think overall a more technically sound wrestler for sure. Tiffany's come a long way, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Roxanne's more seasoned, I'll say that. But yeah, Tiffany, she has the advantage of you can see much like I'll say like a trick of you can see the potential and the athleticism and everything, like the prettiest moonsault ever.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a cute name and everything, but that's still impressive that's one of her, that's her finisher. And she
And
hits it
pretty as shit.
clean.
Yeah. No, it's gorgeous. I think he chooses Seth. If Cody picks Roman, both Rumble winners choose SmackDown champs. Them the breaks. Here comes Chamber, right? Becky wins the Chamber. Drew wins the Chamber, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's been the weird thing of I've kind of like I think you mentioned that both kind of Rumble matches were Raw heavy.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they were Raw heavy, but they're going to challenge SmackDown champions, but the Chamber might now be Raw heavy as far as contenders.
Mm-hmm. Well, remember, like, was it Alden? One of the GMs brought up on Monday of like, we have to discuss the Chamber. So I think it was Aldis based on my accent. But so I think they're going to split it. But I still think, yeah, I mean, it's so, like you said, it's really funny. But yeah, I think it's kind of set that I still can't imagine Cody not picking Roman.
If he does, like you mentioned this earlier, it would be the softest landing for Roman versus If You Smell.
Yeah, does Roman go like, oh, well, what am I going to do now? All right, you go fight Seth, Cody. Finish your story against
Or
Seth.
even
Cody.
we get to that moment and we hear, if you smell what the Rock is cooking.
The place will implode.
A little bit. Ooh,
listen,
double stop from Tiffany.
Dwayne, you're on the board now, and the WWE's taking some outside heat thanks to our buddy Vince. We need you, my guy.
Help me, Dwayne. You're my only hope.
Right.
Well, would that not be insider trading then? Is that not Martha Stewart if he's out there of I'm going to put myself in the title match?
It's funny, right? Like it's kind of like he can influence.
I'm your boss, Cody, so sit your ass on the sidelines.
Right? He could definitely impact the shareholders and the stock value by just showing up.
I was going to say, this man raises an eyebrow and the stock value goes up.
Big neck breaker by Mission. And I'm happy, like win or lose, it's nice to see Mission just in the ring. Another lady, this whole chap style pants, apparently a trend amongst lady wrestlers. We saw Io Bailey.
Well, respectfully, I'll kind of take the chaps versus just straight. You get the wagon. Like, you just get them cheeks.
I'm never going to complain about a nice wagon.
I know, but at least it makes it more credible when you're looking at it.
I think Brian Last said it recently of like, why do all the ladies have to have a wedgie to wrestle? And I'm like, yeah, he's got a point.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan will dethrone Rhea Ripley. Well, I mean, again, I think what's really interesting about Damien's comment here, Nick, is that could happen. Like there is so many options.
Oh, Alabama slam in Alabama from Tiffany Stratton. At least she hasn't been around her cousin.
Right. There you go. I love that on the front end. This looks real cool. And on our end, it looks real
what? 4 life. We just get all the text.
Right.
Oh.
Vance, Bailey has chosen Io Sky.
Yeah, she turned. She's out of the damage control. She's been control-alt-deleted out of damage control.
Right? She tutos. Oh, right. Set it up.
Prettiest moonsault ever.
Got it. But man,
does it look good. Little chest first. 1, 2, let's go.
She grimaced a little like, oh, shit.
Yeah, well, because she caught her chest. Like she kind of overshot it.
Big win for Tiffany Stratton. Again, this moonsault is gorgeous. It overshot it a little bit, but I'll give her points. I'll give her points for stretching out the landing.
Yeah, but still, that's how you make a debut on Friday Night Smackdown.
Right. Finish your wrestling. Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping by and saying hello.
But how can you have your Rampage if you haven't finished your SmackDown?
Up next, Cody Rhodes makes his decision.
Speaking of finishing SmackDown, now I will ask, more controversial or more anticipated decision, Cody Rhodes on who he's going to face, or LeBron James leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I'm going Cody, because we all knew he was leaving Cleveland.
You didn't know he was going to take his talents to South Beach.
Nobody wants to be in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never been to Cleveland. I'm just being funny. But yeah.
I'll give you that. I haven't either, but I'll agree with that. Just screw you, Cleveland. Even Drew Carey didn't want to be there.
Yeah, Marvin. She didn't set Mission in the right spot. She hit the move. It is what it is. Yeah, a little long, but it still looked good.
That's getting. You're going over with a fine-tooth comb of trying to find something to be upset about with that match. That was a great match.
Yeah, no, it was a good match. Good showing for both ladies. Big win for Tiffany.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially to make that jump within I think the same week of we saw her on NXT, and then now she's already on SmackDown and picking up a win on the main roster. They have clearly big plans for this woman.
Right. Roxanne Perez to WWE Raw, says Richard. Is she not a better fit for SmackDown, though?
I think you're going to see like most of your women's roster start going to SmackDown.
Fair enough.
Right now, Monday Night Raw, theoretically, you have it clogged with Becky, Rhea, Nia. Jade's the only outlier if she goes there. Raquel, whenever she's able to come back. Liv, if she comes, like when she comes back and is full time. So you've already got a log jam there. Charlotte being out frees up a lot of space for girls like Tiffany, Roxanne, Jade, etc.
I'm looking forward to, you think about this 6, 7, 8 months from now, Charlotte comes back into the fold and she has to stare down a very seasoned, not a very seasoned, but a woman that's put in time in Tiffany Stratton, and almost like looking in like the Spider-Man meme between the two of them.
I really like that idea. And I thought you were going to go a different way of I'm waiting for the stare down between Charlotte Flair and at that point an established on the main roster Jade Cargill. That's your Spider-Man meme of Apex Predator meets Apex Predator.
Yeah. I think going back to like this conversation of, and again, I think this is where I caution the fan bases to don't be so critical of everything that's happening, because there's so much that could be happening. And I know Anthony and I talked about last night of creating our own narrative, building our own stories in our head, and then being mad that we didn't get them.
What is EC3?
Yeah, right.
Ronnie the Snowman was there.
Yeah. And listen, AEW getting Sasha Banks it's great. Good for you, Tony. But WWE's stacked right now. They're doing okay. Either way.
Oh, 100%. They don't need to sign someone like Sasha. It'd just be an added bonus if they sign someone like Sasha. AEW, I don't even respectfully want to say AEW needs to sign someone like Sasha, because that roster needs a purge, respectfully. It needs a cleaning of house of, you can go to Impact, you can do whatever, but there's a lot of people signed there that aren't there. Oh.
So next week, the winner of the match on Raw will fight the British Strong Style for who will challenge the Judgment Day. And Nick Aldis will announce Logan Paul's next challenger. Very interesting, as KO's still there. So I don't know. Will he just announce KO?
That'd be a little awkward.
Yeah, I could go for it.
As we've got
back in the ring.
So it's the decision between the general managers?
Well, I mean, it's what show is going to be represented, technically, I suppose.
They
did the same thing for Bayley, right?
No.
Yeah, both managers.
I came out on the back end, so I came on the back end.
Yeah, both managers were in the ring for the Bayley's decision as well.
Fair enough, but 100%. We've got the tribal chief coming out here right here, so make sure you take that one up and just make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Be a friend. Tell a friend.
Here we go, folks. The tribal chief in the house. Nobody wants to be in Ohio, period. See, Americans agree with me.
Yeah,
Rampage.
instead of OHIO, it's OHO no.
What's the term from The Hangover 2? Is it DOP? The rice pudding? Or
I
someone out
don't
there?
know. I don't
Yeah,
eat rice pudding. A fun
right.
fact, I think my wife actually likes that, but no.
Yeah.
Bleh.
The father-in-law is like, oh, you are dope.
I'll be like Carl from Walking Dead. I like my chocolate pudding instead of some fucking rice pudding.
I love rice. I love pudding. I don't need them together.
Okay, Cosby.
Hey, money. Rampage is stale saltiness. Listen, I'll put it this way about Rampage. Even the diehards, if you go to other channels, people who are just AEW, don't watch Rampage.
Yeah. Even guys that are an AW channel have AW hoodies and everything and
Don't
all
watch
of that.
Rampage.
And have a little fancy car that brings them to the green screen studio.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't even want to watch that shit.
Right? HA with all the stickers. And they came through. Hey. That's an upgrade. Thank you.
Man's just getting aggressive with stickers now here.
Look what I can do.
I kind of do still want that shirt, or at least a hoodie of like levels above. Like this man's had some of the best merch with this whole bloodline gimmick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a series of wicked t-shirts, wicked catchphrases, needle mover, levels above, dedicated on another level. Like all of it's been outstanding.
When he does lose the belt, has Roman Reigns on this run established himself in the GOAT conversation? Is he the Patrick Mahomes to the Rock's Tom Brady?
He has to be considered. And I mean, if people want to make it a little more digestible for certain people out there, he's got to be the modern day GOAT. Like, honestly, who's had a better run in the 2000s?
He's LeBron James.
Yeah. Right. You might love Jordan, but you can't take away from what LeBron has done.
Right.
And again, it's hard to compare generation to generation. But dude, what did he just eclipse? I saw the was it 1,300 days, 1,200? Well, it was something ridiculous.
It got to the point we did a video about people losing their mind about this man beating Hulk Hogan's legacy here.
Oh, yeah.
His record here. So now it's triggering people of how dominant this man has been. Like, I can't remember who said it before, but this system, the way WWE Creative's even built, Pro Wrestling Creative in 2024 and the modern era, is not built for someone to be as dominant as Roman Reigns has been. And he's done it and made it work and made it the biggest thing in pro wrestling.
And again, I think that I know people hate it, but man,
it's greatness on a different level.
Imagine the payoff. Okay, let's say Cody does pick Roman, right? And we get a typical Roman match, long entrances, big deal, grandest stage of them all. And you have one of the bloodline come out and cheat. And Roman's about to win by screwing someone else over again. But this time Cody kicks out. Can you imagine that pop?
Well, you even just have the bill just for this man about to say, acknowledge me. And I was going to say, tell me another main roster talent right now that you'd want to throw in the ring with The Rock.
What? Sorry.
I said, what? Hey, Taylor, I get it now. Tell me another top guy right now in WWE that you'd throw in the ring with Rock and expect it to be as big. That's the thing, is this man
to be as big,
has established his name amongst the legends.
Yeah, like for the people that are like, we don't care about that. I mean, again, it's just there's so much story to it. I don't like to recap.
Yeet versus no Yeet at Mania. I'm hoping for that, and it might be for the IC belt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in a perfect world, and we talked about it, the city of brotherly love. I've seen other people saying it. I feel like we coined it here first. But if Jay could beat Gunther, that does open up Gunther to go after Seth, which I'm all for. Fuck it. especially with Seth being injured. Have Gunther slap the shit out of him. This way, Seth doesn't have to run around a whole lot, and let Gunther be the world champion of Raw. He's earned it.
King Ace, what up? And I will give you credit here. Roman's whole promo here is addressing Seth.
Yeah. Shouldn't we call that the loser brand title? This is
Didn't
why
I beat everybody?
Saying what everyone thinks.
You want to say you're the guy, and he does. Roman does it, and it's so great. He'll look. He does. Punk does it too, and Cody's getting there. They'll look directly through the camera when they cut into a promo.
Oh snap!
Do workhorses walk like this? But if this man makes a glue factory joke, I'm done.
Right? If you're a racehorse, we take you out back.
Exactly.
Click, click.
I work less than you, yes. And he's addressing everything.
Bang. There you go. And look, you got booze and
I work 10 times less than you, and I still make 10 times more than you. That's the line of the night.
Oh, this is good. Yo, Roman spitting fire. I'm with you, Eamon.
This man is fully on that level.
This is a fucking battle rap, my friend.
I don't even get me started, my guy. I'm not going to make you look the other guy.
So how do you jump online and on Twitter and criticize this man when he's just stolen everything that you say about him and owns it? You're right, I work less than you, but I'm balling.
I'm going to take every bit of confidence out your consciousness. That's 100% what that is. This man I'm going to take everything cold off you. I'm going to put your body bag in a body bag.
Who's writing these Roman's lines? The portly man next to him.
I don't even know if it's that, because every time I see Roman cut a great promo like this, it's burned into my mind of it's called a promo, kid. If you want to be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to cut one. And I think that was the oh shit moment. That's like if LeBron played Jordan and Jordan just crossed him over and hit him with an alley.
Mm-hmm. But here comes Cody Rhodes. And listen, when we talk about watching different shows, and I've been very critical of the Wednesday night show, the pyro going everywhere. This proves it. I mean, you can book all the dream matches you want. It's this. There's nothing like this. This is next level shit.
Respectfully, Tony Khan, I can watch dream matches on GCW. I can watch dream matches on Wrestling Revolver. I can watch dream matches of House of Glory. Why the fuck should I want to fucking make sure I tune into your show because you have dream matches when you have no story versus this? This is the fucking box office blockbuster right now.
Man, and I love it. Again, it kind of goes back to what you're saying, but I think all night we've seen this battle between SmackDown, Raw, Aldis, Pierce. Then you get Seth to come out, and everyone was like, yo, he's burying Roman. And then Roman comes out and buries Seth. It's this tit for tat. We are two separate brands, and I'm the better one. I'm the bigger champ. I'm the better champ. Well, wait a minute. I'm the better champ. I'm the one that works. Yeah, but you're hobbling. I work more. I get paid more.
Treat it like boxing. Stick and move.
You ain't got
in the middle of all of that. This is where we're at here.
Right? No, it works. But folks, we are on a commercial break. There's about 15 minutes left on the clock. So our main event spot is this here tonight. We are going to find out what Cody Rhodes will do for Mania. Again, it's been a night full of twists and turns. I will admit, there hasn't been a lot of wrestling, but the wrestling was decent that we did get. It was okay, but man, this show is cooked. And if you're not getting amped up for Mania, a Chamber, and everything that's coming your way from WWE, I'm struggling to see where why you watch wrestling.
This show is so interesting because it's such a juxtaposition to AEW of AEW's all the wrestling, no story, no angles really, or nothing that makes sense. Versus this has been all story, all angles with some matches or attempted matches thrown in, and it's just you're signing up for seconds here.
Well, it's it, and here's my argument though. I think part of me would be a little bit less harsh if, okay, we're getting this ranking system, which I hate, but okay, but if the matches that we were getting were amazing, like last week I had to watch Adam Copeland versus Minoru Suzuki, and that was hot garbage.
Forearm.
Right.
Bam, forearm. They were playing Fight Forever. That's all they knew how to do is just forearm.
Tap, yeah. Oh, Minoru's glitching again.
Right. He's sunk into the ring.
And that's my argument. Okay, if you're going to be ranking system, less stories, more booking, then give me amazing matches. And I think you're failing on both fronts because the match, Danielson versus Nagata is not a dream match. I'm sorry, it's not.
But so to me, though, as I've got Cody, and I'll say this quick, if I'm going to AEW just on dream matches, what separates them from Impact? What separates them from Wrestling Revolver? What separates them from House of Glory? What separates them from GCW?
Well, and again,
you now dip yourself into a whole tank that you won't survive because you're in there with piranhas, Tony.
Fair enough. You're right. And at the end of the day, man, I mean, Anthony and I talked about this last night, that Impact's been my favorite show, maybe with the exception of Raw, but the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, midweek, Impact was better than NXT. Impact was better than Dynamite.
I will say now that SmackDown is the best show.
SmackDown is fucking.
This is respect to Carl Weathers, who passed away. This is fucking Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed, if you've ever fucking seen it in pro wrestling right now, I feel.
I'm with Boston, though. I got this weird pit in my stomach that it's going to be Cody.
If you smell.
Yeah, I feel like there's something afoot. I'm with you, Boston. I kind of feel there's something in the air.
Did he just say I'd like to have this conversation private if you'd indulge me, as he's trying to send off the rest of the bloodline?
Leave us. I love it. The Pharaoh, leave us.
Right. No. We don't do that here.
Can we do this in private in front of everybody?
Right. I've never seen a public-private conversation before.
Oh, wait. Paul.
Oh, the wise man stays.
Yeah. It's my moment. You only got one moment.
You better lose yourself.
See, I like that. The tribal chief money, and The Rock walks out and says, I'll show you money. I got board money.
Yeah, but I like how Roman's just selling this, just chuckling as Cody's saying, I had you. He's the fucking Paul Walker to Vin Diesel right now. If I had you, dude, cool. It doesn't win, but doesn't matter whether you lose by an inch or a mile.
See, this is Cody bringing in the lineage.
That's still the title that Bruno Sammartino had.
Quick side note, they changed the name of the title, by the way. It's the WWE Championship. They're not doing the Undisputed Universal bullshit anymore. It's just the WWE Undisputed WWE
I'm kind of fine with it, but I still always like to. My name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, Undisputed Universal World Heavyweight WWE Champion.
Universal and World. Seems a little. Ring
Galaxy, my guy. Galaxy.
We've already done this before. Interesting.
Oh.
I don't recall. Yeah, we eating good tonight, AJ. We definitely eating good tonight.
Just call us Applebee's. We eating good in the neighborhood.
Right. Feels like we had the buffet.
And we fancy like Applebee's on the
Stardust sucks. He did.
But he'll be a playable character in 2024.
Nice.
Let me make it abundant.
I want that title. Woo! Whoo! Good Lord.
I'm kind of getting with you though. This is going a little.
It feels like I am
wrong.
coming for you, but I'm gonna go fight Seth. Like, does it not feel that?
It feels like there's something here. Something is on the wing. As they cut to the WrestleMania logo in the background.
Oh man, is he gonna bring The Rock out? Is that one of the ways you get Cody out of feeling fucked?
One of the individuals I talked to.
Oh
my God.
There
no
it
way.
Is! The Rock is back in the house.
What the
Nick,
Rock?
That's how they get out from under it.
Cooking. Hey, guess what?
Let's go.
We're getting, and if everybody said the Royal Rumble was going to end on crack, they were a week late. We were talking about Friday Night Smackdown.
Right. That's how you get Cody out from under it. And
this man has came out here and walked away from clanging and banging. He stepped away from the head of the board table to come out here. And is he going to challenge Roman Reigns one-on-one?
But they let Cody put him on the platter. Here, this man
that's a very good point that you brought up. I think you called this initially of like it's a soft landing, and especially if Cody's the one that lays it up. Cool. He's not the one that slams that shit home, but you're still in the highlight reel because you threw that shit up.
Yeah, it's not Rock walking out and saying, "Give me this. This is my moment." This is Cody saying, "Here you go, buddy. I'm going to go fight the other guy."
But so what about your story here, Cody? This never-ending story.
Details.
Details and we've got the millions and millions of people watching right now.
I told you, with all the bad press and all the nonsense, and now this man's on the board, how do you not do this? And I know I can hear the haters already. But man, I give them credit. Punk was supposed to be involved in Mania. Punk gets hurt at the Rumble, and this is your audible. This is your pivot. We'll do Cody's death. We'll run it back, and then we'll go Rock Roman night 2.
I was gonna say, because would Cody Roman carry this pay-per-view if we don't get anything really with Seth? This right now jumps this up to already in discussion for one of the greatest manias of all time if we get this match.
It's XL, and it's starting to feel pretty XL, and we don't know much.
We don't say that in this company. We don't say no Dr. Mantis Toboggan, no, none of that.
I lost you.
Always Sunny.
Yeah. Oh, this is a nice embrace. What does he say?
He's whispering sweet nothings into his ear here. He's like, I know you didn't want to do this, but it's what's best for business.
And Cody just walks off. Hey, you're gonna get out of the ring now.
You bitch, man. Like,
but does that mean that Cody has made his decision?
It has to. It has to.
100%.
Cody is out here just doing the bitch walk. Like,
but they set it up well. I have to give them credit for what they pulled off here.
Yes, but you got served, you got served, you got the smacketh laid it down upon you, sir.
But I see, I think they avoided that. I think they very much opened the
he's
door.
Not even at least there in the discussion.
No, he's done. He washes his hand. Here, somebody wants to talk to you. Cody, open this door. Let The Rock walk through it, and then he walks off. I'm gonna go take on everything
you're saying is valid, but also at the same time, I still have this urge in me of like, really, like you just let this man just say, you can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
But like, I thought you were right with
this. I know I'm just saying this is a holy shit moment that we're getting here right now. The fucking camera cuts are awesome though. We're getting literally over the shoulder view, right over that lovely Samoan Brahma Bull tattoo, right at Roman with that championship.
Yeah, and C Money, I caught that. I 100% caught that. Definitely got the handshake there.
Oh,
Cody is sick. I love it. Rock looking extra buff. Well, remember, he couldn't do last year because he wasn't in shape.
right. Yeah. Now he's got to pitch the UFL and everything. So 100%. So strap on and strap in. We are getting Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania 40.
The Rock and Rhodes
And
Express.
they're literally having a sense of the crowd because we're getting holy chants. This has been
This is awesome.
3 minutes of just the crowd cheering.
Boston not feeling it, and Boston not feeling it. I'm okay with it. And we're not getting any words. We're just getting the stare down and the crowd losing their fucking mind.
So you have, folks,
I'm
your
sorry. I got
main
goosebumps.
event. I literally, I'm just talking because I'm that excited right now. You're getting your main event of WrestleMania 40 is Roman Reigns versus The Rock. We all talked about it. We all speculated it. And holy shit, they pulled the fucking trigger.
Yeah. And I mean, again, I love the fact that they left nothing is confirmed. The internet's all going to run around and make their thoughts and
right.
Yeah. Like you listen to that crowd in that building, man. They blew the roof off that fucking place.
That's the perfect example, and I thought that in my head the whole time there of JV saying this has Rock versus Hogan Mania 18 vibes, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
This is your Titan versus Titan. This is the biggest match you could make when it comes to WrestleMania, and that's what WrestleMania is about.
And I love the fact it's gonna have a multitude of opinions. It's going to have a multitude. But again, people have been begging for this match for a while. Some people hate the idea, but I thought they did extremely well. You brought out Seth on Monday to explain why Cody should fight Seth. You bring out Cody tonight, and Cody doesn't get stepped on. Cody opened the door. Cody did the ole. I think that's the way to get out of it. I think they did well here.
Like I said, I fully agree with you, and I'm conflicted here because I fully agree with you. That's the softest lane you could do it. That's the way you do it. If you're going to do it, that's the way you do it. But I can just already, I guess, in my mind's eye, see the backlash that you were talking about of, well, see, you made Cody step aside. Like that, I can hear the Twitter tweets flowing before I even read them.
Cody did the handoff. Cody said, and I like what Cody did. I still want to come after you. I still want to fight you. But right now, there's someone else that knows you that wants to get his hands on you. And I got to go take care of other business. I mean, I'm okay with it. Again, I think it wasn't what they wanted when they hit WrestleMania. If Punk doesn't get hurt, this isn't how this plays out. But here we go. And a lot of people talked, are we going to get a triple threat? Cody, Rock, Roman. Is Rock and Roman never going to happen? I think they surprised us. They blew the I'm okay with what they just pulled off.
This is 100% inaudible. I would feel this is 100% inaudible. But God damn it, if you don't have an audible, this is Mahomes 13 seconds left in the game. And I'll say that as a Bills fan. You had the clock up against you. You had Punk out injured. Seth is going in injured. How can we make Seth's story still big? And it validates, like you said, and we discussed earlier, of Seth asking Cody to challenge me, fight me. It now validates that 100%. And now we've got Seth versus Cody. Allegedly, peripherally, potentially. And we've also got Dwayne versus Roman as the main event. So already, if you were, I would take that card over just Cody versus Roman.
Yeah, and again, I think if you look at it on paper again, the fans are going to be fickle. There's fickle fans out there that are going to hate this, and I get it. But when you look, like the world is going to blow up. This is going to be clicked on millions and millions of times. This is a big fucking deal. And again, if you told me a couple months ago, night one will be Seth Cody, night two is going to be Roman Rock, I would have said it works for me. And I think it still works for me. Like,
absolutely.
What with the current roster, would you do that are going to that are going to be more compelling and bring more eyes to this event than those two main events right now? Who?
The only counter argument that anyone would make is if you're investing in your story, then you do Roman Cody and you do Seth Drew.
Yeah, but we both agree that Drew's not.
This is box office blockbuster right now.
Yeah.
We saw it even just in our live stream right now as we're talking about this. Of it sat there and went from 70 some odd people to we got 95 right now here. 100%. This is going to get everybody talking. This is 100%. This is what everybody had speculated, talked about. Oh my God, could you imagine if they did this? How many? We've been talking about this since 39 plus. Could you imagine if they did it? And guess what? They're gonna fucking finally do it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on YouTube for just under 2 years, and for 2 years plus, people have been talking about Rock Roman. When is the real battle of the head of the table? And you said it before. There is no bigger box office draw than Roman Reigns in wrestling, period. And you just brought back the guy that was the biggest box office draw once upon a time. Now you're going to put them in the ring together, and it definitely has that Hogan Rock vibe. And that building, the reaction of those fans, you can't overlook that.
Absolutely. And I know we talked about it even halfway joking around, and granted, it was great that there was nothing needed to be said. It was just a stare down the whole time of just no one's breaking eye contact. That was Michael Jordan coming out and saying, LeBron James, guess what, bitch? I bet you I'd take you on one-on-one.
Yeah.
That's what that was right there. Like you said, it's fully fitting. This is your Hogan Rock moment now.
Yeah. And it works. Like, I mean, again, I truly think now, looking at how this just played out, it was going to be Punk versus Seth, which they were building.
Yes.
And Cody versus Roman.
Yes.
Punk blows a tricep, pivot, and we need something big. You can't just put anybody in the ring with Roman for WrestleMania 40. You can't just put anybody in those main events. And yeah, no offense to Drew McIntyre, but Cody versus Seth is a bigger draw than Seth versus Drew right now.
Facts. Speaking of bigger draws than anything in wrestling, right now, we've also got Rampage going on, and what the fuck?
I just tuned into a guy with a rubbery fucking crown.
Yeah, fucking the Krusty Krab here, the fucking Burger King on my screen here. But
yeah, sorry, real quick, Nick. We got about 100 people hanging out with us right now, and yes, folks, we are going to keep talking about SmackDown. We are going to give you kind of our post show. Get your ratings out of 10 on SmackDown. What an interesting night. But if you want to give us a rating out of 10, absolutely. And we will keep you up to date on what's happening on Rampage as we go.
We'll try as much as we don't care as much as they care. And unfortunately, it's probably going to be none. But I already want an edit of just the stare down between The Rock and Roman of you think you're special. You do. I want that WrestleMania 17 vibe because this is 100%. You said it at the end of the stream. You're getting, make sure you check your pulse if you don't have goose pimples there, seeing The Rock and Roman Reigns stare down and just, this is going to happen. This is what we're going to do here.
Yeah, to see that epic face-to-face and hearing the crowd go nuts, and we're getting holy shit chants, and this is awesome chants. And I know some people are going to be opposed to it, but, you know, this is the moment. And now you set Roman up to pass Hogan. And I said it for a while. You usually do that MSG, that big show in December. And MSG was the building that Dusty got screwed. So why now? I mean, the argument is Cody's going to be the champ, but why can't we have that moment later? And again, I know instant gratification. We want everything we want now, but I don't think this was their original plan. And I have to give them credit. I had goosebumps. I thought they pulled that off well.
On the back foot, does Cody go over Seth, and does that quote unquote finish his story if he's a world champ in WWE?
No, I think he can be the world champ and still have another chapter to put in that book, right? Like this is a triumphant victory,
prologue,
right? Like you think of your trilogies, you think of your your
You're
story.
gonna have
Right?
that Marvel end credit scene.
Yeah, like no, you have that like the heroes were victorious in this one, but we got to come back for Avengers 2.
But don't worry, Thanos is still there.
Right? Like we have the Fellowship of the Ring, and everybody's happy because we went well, but we got to come back for the
Well,
fucking
so
Two Towers.
does Roman go over Rock?
Yeah, Roman's going over Raw. Could you imagine he didn't?
I couldn't imagine. I was skeptical on this match happening, so now I don't know fully what to think here. There's some people that think this match is going to be like 2 spears and we're out of here, but Dwayne's out there clanging and banging and looking swoller than a motherfucker.
Right? And again, yeah, I mean, he looks ready to go. And this is the thing I think with wrestling fans, and we talked about this before, is that we ask for it, we ask for it, we ask for it, and then they give it to us, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't want it that way." Shit, right? Like, and again, I think the WWE universe, the people that are going to really shit on this are the peripheral WWE fans. And I'm not saying everybody; it's not carte blanche. But thank you so much to Matt's Tube of You for a huge super chat. I haven't read it yet, but I honestly think, dude, that like we've wanted this. I mean, a contingent of the fans are very happy with what happened tonight. And if you were in that building right now, you probably got to go change your panties
or pants.
Either way.
But Matt's Tube of You, I still always chuckle at that name. If Punk comes back from his injury to face Cody at the next WrestleMania, win or lose, could that might set up a far better story than what was planned for this year as far as him versus Seth?
Maybe. Well, what if this happens, dude? What if Seth, I mean, what we talk about, 3 to, Punk won't be gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's Punk versus Cody at SummerSlam? What if it's Punk versus Cody at Survivor Series? Right? And then
those are places where you could have Roman versus Cody.
Right, but not if I'm assuming they're going to keep both belts away from each other, right? So Cody could drop
the belt. Assuming Cody wins.
Right? There you go. Give them all the belts. Fuck it. But I mean, realistically, if Punk was healthy for SummerSlam, say, and Punk beats Cody at SummerSlam, then Cody's got to refocus, and now we're opening that door to go after Roman again, late 2024, early 2025. Sounds crazy, but it's long-term storytelling.
Bluesman Schwender saying Cody already went over Seth and over Seth and over Seth. Yeah, he's one win away from a sweep on Seth.
Right? Yeah, and I mean, I think he's going to win again. So, and you know what? They addressed that, and I agree with that. I mean, but I just think that, like, if I look at the roster and the people that are like, this is shit, what would you have done instead? All right, Cody versus Roman night 2. Well, what do you do night 1? Who takes on Seth and still maintain the level of super? I don't think Drew does it. I don't think Drew moves the needle the way you want it to.
Wins it and just runs roughshod as a heel champion.
I guess, but I don't know if I'm there.
I know. Well, I know it doesn't hold a candle to what we have right now. That's the thing. Is it's an audible, but boy, fucking howdy, is it one hell of an audible. Like if you have that in your back pocket, goddamn.
Yeah, I think Top Flight just beat Private Party.
Yes, they did. As MDB is saying, what's wrong with the World Championship? That belt used to be prestigious.
Nothing. It still is.
Yeah, it's gonna be there.
But I think that's what that was. That like where you said, like we were kind of debating the Seth Rollins promo on Monday. Mm-hmm. It all makes sense now.
It validates that 100%.
He wasn't selling Cody on it. He was selling us on it. He was selling the fan base on this is why this is going to happen, and you're going to be okay with it.
Like I said,
Roman shat all over it.
Well, like I said, though, I think you called it kind of early enough. Of it was the softest landing you could have given Dwayne coming off that board of directors and saying, "Nah, you can have that. That ain't what you gonna main event at."
Mm-hmm. And listen, historically in wrestling, circumstance has caused really good things that we didn't know at the time. You think like, you think of the curtain call. Triple H is supposed to win the King of the Ring. That doesn't happen. It opens the door for Austin 316. And the wildfire that was. Then Triple H, a year removed after doing all those jobs, comes up and ends up being one of the biggest heels in the history of the business. I think that's kind of what we're in this moment, that we don't see what we're getting. But by the time all of this plays out and you and I are sitting down on the porch, a couple decades from now, talking about our heyday, we'll look back at this time and go, wow, that was pretty magical. And look at all the shit that played out after the fact.
Oh, 100%. As I see Jamie Farrow, I see Kenny's movie place, all of that, everybody's comments, all of that. But I've said this before multiple times of we are 100% in the heyday again of pro wrestling, of we're getting mentioned at the Emmys. We got mentioned on Wrestling Revolver, got mentioned on nighttime television and everything, primetime television. We have box office movies about pro wrestling stories. We're about to have the biggest action star next to Arnold Schwarzenegger in the history of movies, taking on Roman Reigns in the biggest WrestleMania 40 in the main event. If we ain't back, baby, I don't think you know what the fuck back is.
Well, and I think about, I completely agree with you, man. Fuck, like it feels like, and again,
this is fucking, we're all the way in here.
Notoriety. We're getting back to that point of like, hey man, you like wrestling too?
Pop Instead culture of like reference. Pop culture now knows what pro wrestling is again.
And like it or love it, or like it or hate it, not like it or love it. I mean, like it or hate it.
Like it or you better love it.
Yeah, like it or lump it. As my grandmother used to say, like it or lump it. The Rock brings part of that. Like The Rock brings that main. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock's doing what? Oh, he's going to do WrestleMania. This guy blows out box office. I mean, let's ignore Black Adam because that was a mess. But
this man's going to be in a whole football league and everything like that. Like this right now has made this WrestleMania iconic.
Yeah, it really does. It's man. And you think about it, and maybe you get Rhea Ripley versus Becky. You get Bailey versus Io Sky, which I think is going to be great. We don't know what the tag teams are going to do yet. We could get Jimmy versus Jay for the IC title, or Jay versus Gunther for the IC title. Like, strap in, strap on. Logan Paul's got a title to defend too. Yeah.
I'm going to just say this is completely my fan, just sperm of the moment opinion and everything here of I think WrestleMania 40 will go down as being one of those WrestleManias that's talked about like a 17, like an 18, like 30, 30 like a 10. What was the double turn with Austin and Brett? That was what, 13?
Yeah.
It's going to get talked about like one of those WrestleManias.
And that's the compelling part. You touched on that really good, the double turn. I mean, we don't know yet. We could get to WrestleMania and people could start cheering Roman and booing The Rock. It could really
be Hogan. Yeah. The Rock. That's literally what happened.
Maybe
they planned for that. And they're like, well, shit, if they boo Roman, then we still win. If they cheer for him, then we still win.
It doesn't matter. Like when we get off this stream tonight, the social media response for better or for worse is going to be epic. Like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram have all just fucking exploded, like Anthony said. Now, again, for everything everyone does, there's going to be critics. Not everyone's supposed to love it, and I'm fine with that. But man, even the critics are going to be out in droves. This is going to be a wildfire of buzz around what we just got.
Absolutely. And that's why I love doing what we're doing. Because trust me, don't worry, you're going to see our reaction probably in about 3 or 4 different highlight videos and everything.
Yeah. And dude, I didn't when I threw it out there, I was just kind of, waxing poetic. I didn't think, and it worked out.
I got nervous when everyone's talking about him being backstage. I was like, we've joked about it before. He doesn't come to you. You come to him. He might have just been out there, clanging and banging in the gym. And they're like, well, shit, we'll hold SmackDown there. We're
Holy
work
shit. Sorry, quick side note. Jeff Jarrett's rocking a Hogan.
Well, you either retire
the
long
mutton
enough to see yourself go the hero or you become the villain. But Bear, what up? This feels more like, well, I'm rocking on the board of TKO. So no, Cody, you don't get to finish your story. It's my time, even though I've had my 20 years ago yawn.
Yeah, no, I think that's a lot of people are going to grab onto that. And I think that's complete and utter bullshit. I don't think that's happening here at all. I think if Punk was healthy, this would be a different story. I think WWE, Triple H would look at The Rock and say, "Can you please do this?" I don't buy this. The Rock is stepping on Cody. He has no reason to be petty. He has no reason to step on Cody. He has no reason to fuck up the biggest babyface in the company that he loves and now has a part ownership in, technically.
Right.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I really don't believe that at all. I think that's a bad take. Sorry, Bear.
I will respectfully say that, like we've talked about now, what we would have gotten for the WrestleMania card without The Rock involved, without this whole match setup, does not hold water to what we do have. Yeah. I understand. Oh, well, they haven't been building it for 7 months and everything else like that, but
they have
Rock.
But they've been building it for a better part of 2 years.
They've been building it for over a year, actually.
Yeah, like we've been buzzing and we thought maybe 38. Nope, didn't happen. Maybe 39. Nope, didn't happen. There was people that thought Rock was going to win the Rumble this year.
Yeah, it's just been simmer sauteing, and now, it's finally, done marinating.
And I think when The Rock came out a few weeks ago and said, should I sit at the head of the table? And millions upon millions, sorry to steal your gimmick, Rock, millions upon
gimmick,
millions.
It's his gimmick.
Yeah, right. Reacted to him just saying that. The writing was on the wall for the WWE and they already knew, but oh shit, like look at the reaction to him even hinting at taking on The Rock. Or
Roman. Clock was ticking.
Yeah.
As we're getting Ricky Starks and Big Bill. I damn near almost forgot this man's name. Taking on the Dark Order with Darby Allin on commentary.
Johnny Hungy.
And a title eliminator for anyone who cares about Rampage.
Wait, this is a title eliminator match?
Yes, sir.
Why?
They're 3-0. They're in the ranking. Excuse me. They're in the rankings.
That's fucking nonsense.
D-Money put the rankings in our Discord. Here, I'll look.
Quick side note, speaking of bad booking decisions with champions, Sting and Darby win next week and the Bucks take the titles at Revolution.
Fuck.
That's my big gut feel with this.
How now? Here's a question, and we haven't fully talked about the alleged big announcement for Tony Khan. Your competition just pulled out. It's Dwayne The Rock Big Johnson, and just smacked you in the face with it. So, what is your response, Tony Khan?
Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That hold a candle to it now, because I at least heard the rumors that they didn't want to do the announcement when they thought they were going to do it because of what came out. So now, do you do it, like I said, when Dwayne took his Johnson and just laid the Smackdown in your face about that? Does a Sasha Banks again get overshadowed? Because not only is wrestling Twitter, is wrestling media, is wrestling social media, national media right now. ESPN's firing away, Sports Illustrated, while they still have the lights on, is still doing up articles right now about The Rock versus Roman Reigns right now. No one's doing that with Mercedes Moné showing up at AEW.
No, one's like Gordon Ramsay opening a fine dining establishment in New York, and the other one's bringing back the McRib.
Hey, don't knock the McRib, motherfucker.
Right? I don't know.
Us fat kids gotta eat.
Yeah, no shit. Cody, again, it's not the same, and again, it's not a fair comparable. And I mean, again, people are going to paint it as that, and that's where the problem comes. Listen, if Tony can sign Sasha Banks and turn it into money and bring more people to AEW, it's great for us, great for business. But now he's got to do it. It's the onus is on him to just be more than a big wallet.
If you're Tony Khan right now and you
You're
don't
not
have
happy.
MJF under contract and
Mhm.
you don't have Sasha and or Okada under contract or aren't going to sign
Mhm.
them, I mean, aren't you sweating like Key and Peele right now? Like, what the fuck do I got left?
Right. And again, if you are WWE and you look at what we got tonight alone, the faces we saw on the TV, Naomi, Tiffany, Bailey, Io, Asuka, like, I mean, that's just off the top of my head, not even counting
Right.
Raw, right? You're not sweating what Mercedes Moné is going to do with herself.
Oh, I know, but I think Tony's very much, he's either nose deep in a pile of, snowflakes or he's stressing like a motherfucker right now.
Again, it just, yeah. I mean, you're more talking about the comparable of AEW with, TNA, Wrestling Revolver, GCW.
Yeah.
This WWE is not in that league. Sorry, they're not competing at the same level.
It's one of those, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Dwayne.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
on
that's
to the OC.
I think the biggest critics of what we just got are going to be those fans. But Ricky Starks is shuffling. If anyone's curious, it really stupid for this to be an eliminator match. Like,
Yeah,
just
well, no, because I pulled up the rankings. So if we want to talk rankings, because they've come back. So right now, John Silver and Alex Reynolds are the number 2 contenders.
And how bad does
For
that
the
sound for your
tag
company?
team titles. What?
How bad does that sound putting that in print for your company? That those two people who we barely see, we never get them on Dynamite, are number 2 in your number 2, not FTR, not FTR. Sorry, frog in my throat.
Yeah.
Not FTR, not the House of Black. Fucking Alex Reynolds and Johnny Hungy are number 2 in your
Don't
company.
worry. None of those teams you named are in the top 5 for the tag belts, but they are in the trios belts.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's why this ranking system's flawed and you're only hurting your business with it.
Well, it's a benefit and a detraction at the same time because you're trying to actually validate yourself with it, but when you can't book to validate it, then you just leave yourself open to, now you're just creating fucking false narratives.
Yeah, you gotta wedge shit into place. It becomes the dilemma, right?
Yeah, you have to drop it quicker than you fucking started it because you can't book around it. It's an albatross you gave yourself.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's not a good choice, and we proved it tonight. How fucking fun was SmackDown tonight, guys? I know, like some people said, I don't like The Rock, so I'm giving the show a 6. But take that out. Let's be realistic.
Everybody gave up. We stopped. SmackDown went home, and they went home.
Right? Like, look, we dropped their numbers in half the minute SmackDown was over. We, a lot of 8s, 9s, and I believe even someone like Boston Gamer, who's not thrilled with this decision, and we'll talk to you in a second, Boston. But at the end of the day, I mean, that was a highly entertaining show. You and I talked about it. Holy shit, the show's almost over. We didn't get a whole lot of wrestling, which the critics are going to shit on. But at the end of the day, man, that was a fucking fun show to watch. I was highly entertained by a lot of what we got.
It's a testament again to, like I said, granted, it might have been too much storytelling, but it's a testament to their storytelling that they can have a show like that to where we realistically had maybe 2 full matches over 2 hours. So a match an hour.
What did we have? We had the tag match, which was fun.
We had a tag match, which was good. And then we had Tiffany versus Mitchin. So we had 3 matches. We had 3 matches over 2 hours because we had a match that was supposed to happen that didn't happen.
Oh, and then that match didn't happen.
Still needs to get docked some points. Granted, when you have Dwayne slapping his Johnson in everybody's face, you kind of get some extra points there.
I give the show an 8.5. I'm good with 8.5. There was enough fluff in there that like you said, I'll take points off for if you're gonna do a no contesta, make me believe that it was a brawl, that you didn't just plan this shit. But outside of that, man, I mean, it was what it was. Light on the wrestling, but the show's an 8.5 for me tonight.
I'll go 9. I mean, that last moment,
Yes.
I give very much that it does have to get a knock or whatever, but you got to go 9 at least. Like, yeah, it's even hard with having that moment at the end.
Yeah.
It's hard that doesn't carry the rest of the show. So
Mhm.
we're gonna be as unbiased / biased / impartial and partial as we
Mhm.
can be. I'll give it a 9.
Dude, I'm okay with that. I mean, honestly, if a wrestling show can give you a little bit of goosebumps, it's probably done its job for the night. Matt's tube of you, realistically. Now, I made this joke earlier tonight of like, we need you, Rock. We're getting a lot of fucking bad press.
Right.
What's gonna take away from all this Vince talk? The Rock has a shot at it, and you said, Rock, we need you. You're our only hope. Here he is.
Superman, Samoan Superman just fucking flew down from fucking Hollywood there to try and deflect all of these Vince bullets fucking getting shot at the WWE right now.
Mhm. Right. Cody's story is starting to. I mean, again, it's only like 2 years in the making. Like patience, my friends. Like, I mean, it's a long story, but man, well, you said it best, Nick. A couple days ago, of all right, Cody finishes the story. Then what?
Right.
Keep us dragging along for a few more chapters.
Well, remember, Heyman said we're in chapter 3, and everyone fucking shook their head.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Martinez, thank you for the super chat, and thank you also. Who was the last one? I'm terrible already with my memory.
You too. Tube of you.
Oh, tube of you. The tubes of you.
All right.
Richard saying I predict Logan defends in the chamber now.
I don't think so. That'd be interesting. That's the
yeah. What do you do? You don't have a men's chamber match now. And now what do you have? What do you do with Damian Priest? Like, that's the thing, is as much as we are excited and goose pimples on the side of Rock and Roman, now you gotta deal with the backwash here.
I mean, Damian's in a pickle, because Damian, I think now more than ever, I'm convinced that Damian might have an unsuccessful cash in. I think he might be fooked.
I don't know when he even tries to cash in.
He might try.
He's gonna almost cash in probably after Cody beats Seth.
Yeah.
Before he's coming up close to the next Money in the Bank before he cashes in.
I could see Damian versus Cody at Backlash.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico.
I don't think
Puerto Rican King versus Puerto Rican King, motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, too bad we're not going back.
See how good that's the road down there in Puerto Rico, baby.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. But again, I think you're overwhelmed with options. It's insane. So if people who are angry, try and be happy. Honestly, there's so much shit here to unravel. It could go. Drew's gonna be pissed off. Drew might fuck everything up for everybody.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Drew fights Money in the Bank.
Who I know?
Drew fights Damian for the Money in the Bank.
That's the only way you salvage it.
And then Drew cashes in.
Oh.
I didn't say when, but could that save it?
I believe Drew would win the title more than Damian. I'll say that.
Kind of facts, right?
Yeah, but so then now when it comes to the chamber, if allegedly you're not getting Punk, you're not getting Gunther, you're not getting Seth, you're not getting Roman, allegedly, and now you're not going to have a men's Rumble that's at least challenging for a shot at the world title. Now, realistically, we're all waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. to watch Mommy, is what we're doing here.
Pretty much.
It's the Mommy show.
Cody's supposed to be at the chamber. We'll see how chamber shakes out. But I mean, some would argue, I mean, you and I have debated about doing, having 2 chambers, 2 rumbles, 2 war games. Maybe they only have 1 war games and it's just the women's. They highlight the women as one of the main events of this show?
I could see. Do you do, and screw you, but do you do a men's chamber for a shot at the IC belt?
Maybe, or
Bronson,
yeah.
Andrade. There's 3 right there.
I like the idea of Aldis coming out and saying, you know what, Logan, you're such an arrogant prick. You're going to have to defend the U.S. title in the chamber in Perth.
Name me 6 people on SmackDown that would be a viable.
We already had Pierce say we got to talk about it. So maybe there's 3 and 3 from each show, and Logan's got to defend that U.S. title.
But if I'm Pierce, respectfully, why am I putting somebody in a match for a SmackDown title? So if they win, I lose them.
Could there be an angle of like, see, I don't see Cody being in the chamber.
Yeah, if you're gonna do US, you do AJ, LA, Orton, Kevin Owens. There's 4 right there.
Yeah. Plus
Bobby
Logan.
Cross. There's your 6.
Maybe that kind of works. Maybe you throw in
you got a lot of like top card talent still floating around now.
It's funny because you
isn't going to be involved.
Yeah, right. I mean, you got options. I mean, do I think it's going to happen? No, I'm just guessing at this point. I'm with y'all. I have no idea. But, we had the main event in Cody versus Reigns. That was unpredictable. Now we know Roman is going to go over the Rock. I'm with you, but I'm still worth the show. It's not the destination; it's how we get there, Boston. I would argue a lot of times we have a pretty good idea. And I think if Cody fights Roman, Cody's got to win. So there wasn't that level of unpredictability for me. And there are some people out there who are going to think, what if Rock does it? What if the Rock?
There is the potential. Well, because I thought he was saying about like it was going to be unpredictable that we were going to get Cody versus Roman. I was like, no, that was like the foregone conclusion. But there's going to be a moment in that match. As much as you say that right now, you're diehardest of diehards that hate this match. When they watch it, there's going to be a moment. Might be 10 seconds, might be 30 seconds to where they think The Rock's going to win that match.
Yeah. And Cody, I think C Money pointed out, Cody did make the MSG reference. There's a history with MSG. Now you're going to have to televise that shit or put it on pay-per-view, but there is a history with MSG there. SummerSlam, I mean, again, someone said it won't be for the title. It's got to be for the belt. You're going to put the belt on the line. I mean, what's the difference? All right, so The Rock beats Roman to become head of the table, but doesn't win the belt? That doesn't make sense.
Why would you have that match and not put the belt on the line? If you have the option, why would you not do it?
Yeah, I agree. Dante Martin for WWE in 25. Yeah, maybe.
No, I think that's more Starkey Baby. P.S. Pitchford. Fans might turn on Rock Roman match. Cody will become the next People's Champ. I don't think
Cody
you're going to get, unless they lay a fucking egg. But I don't think you'd see a crowd turn on that match.
No, I think that, I don't think they're going to turn on the match. And you look at the crowd in the building tonight. They went fucking bananas. The holy shit chants. This is awesome chants. They're all for this. I'm all for this. But they could turn on The Rock. They could feel like, oh, The Rock just used his position to be here. I think Roman's going to call that out as we get promos leading up to this match.
I'm excited to see the promos between these two back and forth.
Especially the Roman we got tonight was swagger that was spitting fire, going up against The Rock, who's infamous for spitting fire. Let's fucking go.
As long as he doesn't have it written on his wrist, and you've got the hip hop and Heyman over there in the corner there too. That's going to be, oh, you can say this, and this will really get him over, and this will happen here. This is going to cook. Now, if they go out there and have a 5-minute turd of a match, you could lose them, but I don't think that's the least likely option here. Yeah. And why would you want, side question, why would people openly want to try and hate against this match? Like, what is it? What benefit does it serve you to try and openly poo-poo this match and openly want to hate this match?
again, this is the day and age we live in, is of like, we are going to give you guys one of the biggest main events in WrestleMania history, and a big chunk of you are going to hate us for it. It's fucked.
As Boston, I'll get over it. I'm just annoyed right now.
Right? I'm trying to like catch up on some of the bigger comments. I know the chat's going back and forth, and you and I are kind of doing our thing, but again, I don't think this was plan A, but I think it's a wonderful plan B.
Oh, well, 100%. This is, if you've got this in your back pocket, if this is your quote unquote pun intended trump card, then you fully fucking use it.
Well, and again, the same people that are mad right now will be with us in November and December, going, is Cody going to finish the story? He hasn't finished the right story yet. And when they pivot towards that, oh, I wonder if he's going to do it. I wonder if he's going to do it. So I think at times the wrestling fans get really mad in the moment, and then they're right there cheering with everyone else. Like, there's going to be people jumping online being like, this is stupid, but they're buying tickets to the shows.
This is again why we need that whole shirt and go and get it and everything. Of you can have that. That even what I'm mad at. As Willow the Pillow picks up the win, and she's hugging out here with Stokely, and they're kind of building a little faction here of
don't get
Stokely and Willow.
I don't get it. Why is Statlander in a Ring of Honor fucking group? It's
because
bothering me.
Stokely's just crushing on that tall queen. But speaking of queens, I don't like that. I like that Queen Amanada's signed with AEW and everything like that. I hate this fucking car washer shit that AEW does of, we're going to put you on Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, we're going to put you here, there, and everywhere, and you're going to take nothing but L's right after you just signed.
Yeah. Oh my God. Big, so-and-so was all elite and then goes on a losing streak. I don't get it.
And we're building you up through losses. How?
Right. When you lose one of your marquee guys, you pivot. The Rock Roman segment was the pivot. And I thought, dude, they set it up so well. I got to give them, I mean, I know people are going to disagree with me, and I love debating, as people know.
He's a master debater, folks.
Facts.
That's why he was out here having to do the John Cena 5-knuckle shuffle earlier when he took his pause. He was doing joint manipulation.
I'd pick Cody versus Seth, since both is on Raw. It makes sense. Okay. Seth versus Gunther, Seth versus KO. None of them are the draw that you're talking about, though. Seth versus Gunther, I would love, but it's not as big as Seth versus Cody. Seth versus KO, not as big as Seth. I'm a diehard KO fan. It's not as big as Seth versus Cody. Seth versus Drew, not as big.
We talked about this, though, when we thought Seth was going to be injured and Seth was going to have to vacate the title, that we were going to get Cody versus Punk and we were going to get Roman versus Rock. And that almost is still ultimately a bigger card than what we've got now.
And we talked about, like, you got Seth. If Cody's going to fight Roman, who's going to main event against Seth to make night one feel even close to as big as Roman and Cody? And we struggled because the names on the list don't do it. Gunther would be the closest for me.
Fair enough. Well, Rona, what up? Matt saying Punk getting injured caused this. Cody finishes the story in October, unless the September PLE is after Roman passes Hogan.
Facts. Or next WrestleMania 41.
Well, everybody thought how fitting is it? We started off this show talking about, do we get Roman versus Rock at 41? And instead they said, you can hold my beer, you can hold my Terramana. We're getting this at WrestleMania 40.
Dude, I will never forget that at WrestleMania 38, I publicly stated that there was no fucking way that Roman would still be the champion at WrestleMania 39, let alone 40, and let alone 41. So what do I know? Like, I was adamant, there's no way he's still champion all this time later, and we're still talking, because everyone was saying Rock versus Roman at Hollywood. And I'm like, well, Roman won't still be the champ for Hollywood. And then that happened. And now we were looking at this one going, there's no way, right? He's going to lose the belt to Cody at some point, or somebody at some point. now we're, potentially Roman Reigns could be defending his belt at WrestleMania 41, 42,
and then 42,
43.
and then
We don't
43,
know.
44, and then 45.
Mm-hmm.
But I like MDB here saying, so and so is all elite, and they go on a losing streak. Dash KJ White bars.
It's the way it goes.
No, like I said, it's a goddamn car wash. You show up, hey, congratulations, you sign here. Take these L's.
And never say never, guys. I listen. Roman is not beating The Rock unless they have a really good plan. But I mean,
wait, no, you said that wrong.
The Rock's not beating
Roman
The
is not
right?
beating The Rock unless they have a really good plan.
Yeah, no, the other way around.
Yeah, strike that, reverse it.
I predict that Seth goes over this time, and Cody continues the story by chasing Dusty's title till next WrestleMania because Punk's injury. Could you imagine? That could be a swerve. Seth finally gets his win against Cody.
He's a cripple.
Holy
crap, he's a crapple. No, that does not happen. I think we've said this for the longest time. Whoever goes in to face Seth at WrestleMania is taking that belt.
Yeah. I think more likely that Cody beats Seth, Punk beats Cody, Punk then goes after Roman. And Cody said it. I want you, I will beat you, and I will come to find you one day. It's just not right now. Here comes the big man.
It's just not today. It might be someday. Mm-hmm. Could you see WrestleMania 41? I don't even know if they've announced where it's probably going to happen. I think it's like Minneapolis or something.
I don't want it like, oh yeah, because they opened the new arena. I couldn't figure out why.
Yeah. But you have CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, your main event, after Roman Reigns has gone through Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Cody Rhodes a second time.
The legend that is Roman Reigns just keeps getting bigger. And I know there's people out there. I think Damian said it. I'm so sick of this man with the belt. And like, Michael Cole said it. Beat him. And that's it. We're sick of the Yankees winning titles. Beat them. We're sick of Dynasty. Beat them.
We're sick of the Patriots. We're sick of the Chiefs. Christ, I'll say this as a Bills fan. We're sick of the Chiefs. Beat them.
Who are the chefs? No, I mean, but yeah, beat them. Beat them.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of, and I get it. I mean, I'm not completely ignorant to some of the, I've been on this channel with you going like, are we sick of Roman yet? And you're like, dude, he's the guy. Like, we've had that debate of like, oh, dude, like, I'm getting tired of this part-time champion. And you're like, but he's the fucking guy.
But he is the guy. Christ, the guy he's about to face. That's solidified his spot with gorillas, with the realist that's out there on Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling. Has sat there and publicly said they should make another Mount Rushmore and put Roman Reigns' face on it.
Right? Like who's generated more interest and money in like, I mean, when you're talking about guys that actually transcended wrestling, I mean, we can't take away from what Hogan did. You can't, we can't ignore the fact that Austin, everywhere you look, 316 and skulls were a thing in the 90s.
Right.
All my, how many fucking t-shirts had 316 on it? But Roman was that guy. The Rock was that guy. The Rock turned his wrestling success into movie stardom. I mean, there's a case to be made for what John Cena did, but that was in an interesting times for wrestling. And now you got Roman. Like, let's be real.
Roman is, we talked about it earlier, it's generational goats of Rock is Tom Brady, Roman Reigns is Patrick Mahomes, The Rock is Michael Jordan, Roman Reigns is LeBron James. That's where we're at with this conversation.
It feels like that, right? And I liked your analogy of like this is MJ walking onto the court, with the fucking tunes and being like, all right, LeBron, let's
go.
Heard
of the dream team? Well, we're the playing team.
I think there's we're getting a replay of Wednesday.
I'm getting the multi-person CMLL, no one cares, Aubrey got to get herself over match.
And maybe we'll the Hichichiro.
What? Are you ordering Chinese food right now?
Yeah.
I would like the Ichigiru roll, and your man's ordering sushi here from DoorDash midstream.
Hichichiru
Take
I
the
don't
Rashida, what?
know. Well, we can talk about as the CML. I'm really kind of down on this whole CMLL thing.
I'm surprised with this, and I mentioned this. I kind of dropped it in the chat. I don't know if you saw it, but like you're the just switching gears here. You're the lucha guy. Like you like the lucha style.
I just don't care that these guys are in now they're on Rampage, instantly booked on Rampage against 3 jobber guys.
Well,
And on Wednesday they're gonna fight the fucking BCC, and the BCC versus CMLL does nothing for me. Them fighting each other, I'll turn into, I'll happily turn into a AAA or a CMLL event and cheer away. But them invading AEW at a time where AEW needs to harness their own stars bothers me.
I don't need alphabet soup in my pro wrestling here.
I'm partly mad that CMLL seems to be a hard thing to fucking say quickly.
There you go. Too many L's.
Wait, what did that say? Itchy Beaver. That's the Canadian rash. She's got a.
That's. I was gonna say things, but we're on YouTube and we're live. God damn it.
KJ, let's be real. We know why Cody isn't facing Reigns, and it has nothing to do with who Seth would face. It has everything to do with the Hogan record. Incorrect. I do not agree with that at all. We don't know that. You can't say that. You weren't in the room when they made this decision. I think this is happening because CM Punk got hurt. Period.
Valid. And I think ultimately, did we not all kind of question this could have ultimately been the card no matter what?
Yeah.
No matter who won what. You said it before. There were people that thought Rock was going to win the Rumble. This was always an option.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't agree with that assessment. And then realistically, you and I talked. What if Roman beat Cody for the second time? What if that was the plan? Cody, you're going to go under Roman again, and everyone's going to lose their mind. We're going to have more pictures of you all distraught. And third time's the charm, buddy. Maybe that was the plan. We don't fucking know.
Well, we don't even know with the Rumble because Punk got hurt in the Rumble. I thought that could have been the plan in the Rumble here, but I like want to hear of CMLL Punk.
CM. I'm tired enough for that to be hilarious.
But so we have Mystico, formerly known as Sin Cara. Hopefully he doesn't break his pinky or anything in this match. Valador Jr., Mascara Dorado, I think formerly Lindsay Dorado, and Henserico. I hope I tried to pronounce that halfway right.
That's
there's consonants where there's certain vowels, and I don't know how to make that sound.
Chikiro.
That's your Itchy Beaver. Versus Coke and Diet Coke, aka Matt Menard, Angela Parker, Matt Sydal for some goddamn reason, and Christopher Daniels, the blind man out here, Mr. Magoo out here wrestling.
Yeah, like these 4 guys came out and helped Moxley on Wednesday. How the fuck did that make sense?
Job squad, because
and now they're about to lose. And again, it's former WWE luchas and Chichikuro.
Hickory Sticker.
The Rock
Chicharron, is that's who it is. Chicharron. The Rock is Michael Jordan, and Ric Flair's Bill Russell.
Right. Not sick of Reigns yet. He is going to have to literally carry Rock through the match like Taker. Do you really believe that? With the is he? I don't think The Rock is, coming down to the ring in a fucking wheelchair. Like
no. I mean, the last match that Dwayne had was the match with Eric Rowan,
which was fucking awful.
Right. Yeah, so going off of past pretenses,
there's a bulk of that match is going to be like 35-40 minutes, and half of it is going to be standing still looking at each other.
No, what that match is going to be, and I think I actually have said this before on stream of talking about wanting this match, is you're going to get Roman dog walking Dwayne. He's going to sit there and look in the camera and saying, "This is your megastar. This is your Hollywood superstar. This is the guy who you put on the board of directors. All of that.
All it's going to be built up for is a big comeback from The Rock where the crowd goes nuts. The Rock does a fucking bunch of shit. Then there will be a people's elbow. And then the Roman will, get his comeback and shut it down and remain champion. I know how this story plays out.
It'll be his first match with Jey Uso, just on a grander scale. Of literally, that's where we got introduced to the Roman talking shit into the camera and everything while he's dog walks somebody. That's what this match will be.
Absolutely. And Nick, I would argue when they booked The Rock versus Hogan, we knew The Rock was going to win.
Yeah.
Not a lot of us thought Hogan was going to get the W in that one. That's what this is. But the difference is fans then were like, oh my God, a dream match, icon versus icon, passing of the torch. Fans nowadays are like, what the fuck are they doing this? I can't believe it.
Well, it's one of those, everybody's goddamn Veruca Salt of you just want it. And then once you got it, you're like, why did you give me this? I wanted this instead. I see there is no pleasing you.
Man, I felt that way about the Rumble. I felt like I liked the Rumble. But
I did not like the men's Rumble. The women's Rumble was great.
Fair enough. But again, I liked the men's Rumble, and I felt like we got what we got, but people didn't get exactly what they wanted, so it sullied it. And I was like, fair enough.
Well, I'll counter your point about the Rumble. The Rumble came down to the last four and wanted it to get there quicker. Now with that, we might get a quick Roman Reigns match. Everyone's like, well, no, this has got to be a fucking 60-hour Broadway Iron Man match. Like, it's got to be a 5-star work rate match. Like, it's fucking Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, but you think about this, right? Like, that match is going to be a long Rock entrance where he milks the crowd. Then a long ass Roman entrance. Then they're going to circle each other. Then they're going to stand in the middle of the ring and look at the crowd, and the crowd's going to chant, holy shit, or this is awesome. And they're going to stand there for 10 minutes. Then they're going to exchange punches. Then Roman's going to roll to the outside and milk the crowd for 10 minutes. Like, we're going to get a long fucking battle.
You are going to have probably at least a solid 3 minutes. And did someone say 3 minutes? Yes, I said 3 minutes to where you just have that Rock Hogan moment to where they're both just staring each other down. And you get a Roman chant, you get a Rocky chant, you get a Roman chant, you get a Rocky chant.
Yeah. You get a whiskey drink. You get a drink. I get knocked down. But again,
I had whiskey, what? Tequila, what? More beer, what? Whiskey, what? Tequila, what?
But I think that's like we knew as fans that Hogan wasn't going to beat The Rock. But I feel like if that match had been booked in 2024, people would shit all over it. Oh, well, this is stupid. Hogan's old. We know Hogan's going to win. I mean, transplanted. I don't mean current.
I was going to say, well, we know a little bit more about Hogan since then.
No. But go back to that moment and bring it forward. The fan now, like, I think 10 years from now,
putting Hogan over so many guys that deserve that spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes shit can just be good. You don't have to bitch about everything.
And again, I think if this whole the fan base is funny of like, but Cody's got to finish the story. Cody might finish the story in 2028. I don't give a fuck. Just keep it interesting.
Is anyone really wanting
But yeah, I mean, it's a funny thing. I don't care about the Hogan record. Hogan was a Vince guy, and Vince had Hogan destroy the great Bruno Sammartino's record. Never was a fan of Hogan, preferred Piper and Macho Man. As a diehard Piper fan, dude, I feel you on that for sure. I honestly don't think that this, I mean, Cody could have lost and Roman could have beat Hogan's record all at the same time. We don't know. We don't.
Right. Speaking of don't know, though, Smooth T is saying I told you for a month, Bailey will win and choose EO. When? I think this is the first time I've seen you tonight, sir.
I never did, but I don't think anyone here said you were wrong. So congrats.
No one's disagreeing with you, but I think you might have just been talking to the voices in your head, Randy Orton.
I didn't think Bailey was going to win the Rumble. So, yeah, good on you, Smooth.
There you go. But J-Boy, what up? Bonkers, what up? This chat's still going insane here.
Yeah, keep it going, man.
It's not bitching, it's criticism. The same thing we do with AW. Nobody said that.
No, I refer to it as bitching because
I
and
was gonna
again, I'm okay with the criticism, but I will bounce it back. I will bounce it back if that check don't clear. And I think some of the criticism is not clearing, right? Like the assumption that, oh, we're just doing this to beat The Rock's record. I don't think that's accurate. And again, I mean, I watched what we just watched tonight. I don't think I'm criticizing. If you might not like what you just got, but again, I just gave you a perfect example of we've done legend matches before and we knew the outcome. It's the story to get to that outcome.
I think, well, we've already talked about that groundwork's been laid. That road has been paved.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a hard stretch to get there. And again, tell me a moment right now in pro wrestling. Give me any two wrestlers that have, I'll even let you throw in a couple legends that would have that moment and get that response right now in pro wrestling. That literally we had that Hogan moment already to where the entire ending of the show was them just looking at each other, ring to ring, eye to eye, and we knew what was going to happen. Nobody said anything, and we just sat here captivated with goosebumps.
Yeah,
and nobody's doing that.
And the massive reaction what we got tonight is going to cause. There's no two people in wrestling right now that would have got it.
And does it not? Are you not halfway discrediting Roman though? Of like, whoa, he needed Cody there. Like, no. And a match with Roman is the fucking top card.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think I'm giving them credit for what they pulled off. Because I don't know what could have been, I wonder how different things would have been if Punk was healthy.
Right. And now, Tony brings up a good point here. So why did Cody win the Rumble then?
Because he could challenge Seth or a champion of his choosing. I don't get why that matters here. I don't get what the concern with Cody winning the Rumble. So who would have won the Rumble instead of Cody?
Punk, but he got injured.
CMLL wins the match, by the way.
I thought you were about to say CMLL wins the Punk wins the Rumble.
Yeah, like I mean, if it wasn't Cody, who would it have been? And again, at the time of Cody winning the Rumble, you didn't know CM Punk was going to be on the shelf.
Right. Valid. Granted, we even talked about this whole situation being a audible. So Cody could have still won the Rumble going in. He was going to take on Roman. Comes out of Rumble. Punk's injured. Sorry, Cody. Sorry, kid. Audible time. You know, we're doing a check down instead of going for the home run ball here. Or if anything, vice versa a little bit. We're going for the home run ball instead of the check down. So we're getting Dwayne versus Roman and Cody versus Seth.
Yeah. The only argument I have, and the one name we haven't talked about, and he wasn't on the show tonight. Actually, a lot of names weren't on the show tonight. No LA Knight, right? We didn't get LA Knight tonight, did we?
I don't. Do you bring them and have them involved in a moment like that? Like
no, not at all. Not at all. I was just had that kind of, oh, is that the end of Rampage? We literally murdered that hour.
Hallelujah. There is a merciful God.
That was the main event. The Luchas versus the Jobbers was the main event.
And the Luchas won.
Yeah, because they're gonna fight the BCC on Wednesday. Yeah, no Randy Orton tonight. And I think he's the one guy that you could have either had Randy decide, you know what, I'm gonna go fight Seth. Or you could have had him step in and take on Roman instead of The Rock. But it's still not this big.
You're gonna get Randy versus Roman after The Rock.
Yes, I think so.
As I'm getting here come the Man in Black.
I actually on here in Canada, so now there's
are they the Men in Noir because of French Canada?
Right? No, they do. So you get SmackDown, you get main event, and then you get SmackDown again. So the show we just watched is restarting.
Man's about to have goosebumps all again.
Yeah, and I'm still sitting here talking about it. No, I think that I mean, again, if we're being greedy wrestling fans, you're going to get Roman The Rock. You still have the options of AJ Styles, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, LA Knight, Logan Paul, KO, Logan Paul, Sammy and KO versus, Logan and his brother. Man, I don't think this card is going to lack, and we're going to be disappointed. You might not love the main event booking, but I think WrestleMania is well on its way to cook.
Wrestling is at probably, I would say, one of its highest peaks in a decade plus. And this WrestleMania card has one of the potentials to be one of the best, most memorable WrestleManias in a decade plus.
Mm-hmm.
As I saw Boston saying, can we at least get one LA Knight Rock promo just for the memes?
Yeah, I'd be down with that, or at least a backstage encounter. But
yeah, some sort of interaction. As Simone is saying, 0 stars for the stream, not enough Rampage updates.
We listen, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. We completely dropped the ball on our Rampage coverage.
Hold on. I counter. Rampage. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was in the movie Rampage. We were talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson, so we gave you Rampage updates. So I see your rules and I circumvent them.
That was well done, sir. That was pretty.
Right.
Feed me. We'll feed you birdies.
No.
Is it funny that a lot of people gave tonight's show 8 or 9 and those names weren't on the show?
Yes and no, because it shows you to the depth of talent. I want to say, is it more interesting that there was 3 matches? Was there 1, 2, 3, and a potential 4th that got called off and was arguably the biggest drawback of the show.
Yeah.
But we had 3 matches. That's it. And everybody's 8, 9, trying not to give it a 10, 11.
Yeah, relatively nothing happened tonight, but it ended up being a really good fucking show. Fucking hilarious. Imagine you had like these guys involved in something tonight. Just not to do with the main event or anything, just involved in the show. What do we give the show then? A 10, 11, 12? Like, fuck.
Right. Well, chosen vessel, big dog. I see you're glad that you came. I'm glad that you came back after our excursion of having super chats to make it easier for us. But yeah, Rock went over against Hogan, but remember, Hogan then went over against Triple H a month later after Trips put in all that work to make his comeback the year. What's up with that? I don't think The Rock's staying around after he has his match with Roman. He's not he's not gonna face Cody.
Yeah, and I think the Trips thing, if my memory serves me correct, led to more. Like it led to they were trying to build up the whole, DX NWO thing at that point. So there was a purpose to the loss. Again, I think in a passing of the torch moment with the 2 top guys. I mean, if The Rock was gonna if The Rock was gonna fight LA Knight, The Rock's probably gonna go over.
Yeah.
No offense to LA, right? But The Rock versus Roman, probably not.
If we're bringing up the whole Hogan thing, which I think is not, Hogan can go screw himself, but I think after the Hogan Rock match is when he started going back to, the red and yellow, the ketchup and mustard, and, the Hulkamania vibe versus NWO Hogan. We started to turn babyface.
Yeah.
So that's why he probably went after Trips.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, dude, I think that this wasn't their first plan. I know people are going to miss that. It's going to be lost. Yeah, I could only imagine, bro. I can't wait to put out the counter argument. I can't wait to go back and
this man's just waiting. It's already time stamping. Clip here, clip here, clip here, clip here.
I'm going to take so much shit from people on TikTok.
You can have that. Not even what we matter.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think they knew they were in a pickle because they wanted Punk to be involved in the main event of WrestleMania. Cody comes out with that.
MJF's showing up because he had a pickle at the press conference.
There we go. That's the big twist. MJF cost Cody Rhodes the match. Or
could you fucking imagine? Oh my God. Some mentors want to watch the world burn, Mr. Wayne. Anthony's out here saying don't go on TikTok, don't go on Twitter, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your wrestling opinions. But yeah, if MJF shows up at Mania, Holy fuck.
Yeah, unlikely, but man, let's go. Anthony, are you happy? Are you okay, Annie? 10 out of 10 for the movie reference, Nick. There you go. I thought
Yeah,
it was
see,
well played.
place to be a
Um,
dork.
but yeah, I really think that they were in a pickle. I think they had to come up with a plan. And so Monday they planted the seeds. Everyone said, why did Seth give the promo he gave? Because he wanted to sell us on that. At least if nobody else believes it, Seth Rollins believes that that is the belt of all belts in this company, that there is no more prestigious title in all of wrestling than Seth's belt. And Seth should feel that way.
Yeah,
Then you open the door for Cody to have a reason to fight Seth. And then tonight, Cody says, I will finish my story one day against you, sir. But right now, this man's going to go have a conversation with you. And just lets it be. I think what they did in 1 week's time was worth it and worked well.
it is valid. I can also at least see the counter argument. Like the counter argument does exist, does hold some weight. Granted, I joked earlier if it's ketchup, catsup, ketchup, catsup.
Yeah. And I do feel like even with the Cody story, like, you know, there is a podcaster out there who's probably live right now. You know, what makes AEW so good? Long-term storytelling. Well, sorry, that's not actually accurate. But what makes wrestling very good is long-term storytelling. And I know in 2024, the day and age of instant gratification and getting to finish lines and getting to the end of, binge watching. If they make us wait for the end of Cody's story for another year, another 5 months, another 8 months, so be it.
I just had to. You get a star.
You get a star.
But yeah, 100%. What is long-term storytelling in AW? The fact that it's survived 4 years, that it still exists, that it's still going, is that long-term storytelling?
Most of their long-term storytelling is you did shit on WWE that we're now going to highlight and make that a reason you fight now. MJF, Samoa Joe as example.
Facts.
Right? Oh, you pushed me once upon a time when we were at the other company. Now I'm going to fight you this. Get the fuck out of here.
The only long-term storytelling that this company has that company has done, sorry, that didn't involve a prior WWE storyline was Hangman going for the world title.
Fair enough. And I would kind of loosely argue that Adam Cole MJF works that. Like they tried to tell it, but it was not that long because everyone got hurt.
I think Tony had a plan until Hangman won the belt, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, we're still in business."
It's like the story of the guy that fucking jumped the fence and made it into the White House. That's what Tony Khan was with his wrestling booking of like he jumped the fucking walls and he was like, nobody stopped me. I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
I never thought I'd make it this far. I don't know what to do now.
Then he gets in the house and he's like, what do I do? I wasn't planning to be here.
Right. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Oh man. We're not really taking the ratings on Rampage because we didn't watch it. So,
you can let us know your ratings on our SmackDown post show instead of the ratings on Rampage, because I feel like they'd probably at least be higher.
Right. There you go. There you go, Boston. See it on the bright side.
I'm done. I'm out of here. Where
are you ready for last call, my friend? I think we put
on that 100%.
On that note, yeah.
I'm gonna go and get my world championship belt tonight now. Just to spite you on that. No, I'm not. I'm not spending that type of money.
Cody, that's what Cody. If you read between the lines, folks, that's what Cody said is, I want to win the better looking title, and I'm gonna go to Monday. Rock losing to Reigns is what's best for business. Rock and Roman being in a feud over the next 64 days is best for business.
Facts. Took the words out of my mouth.
It doesn't matter what happens, but what is what is happening right now on the internet? Like where Anthony's saying, don't go look at TikTok. Everyone's talking about it, and they will be for 64 fucking days. Bad, good, or indifferent, it will be the topic of conversation. And anytime we can get more wrestling talk and less, legal talk, I'm fucking thrilled.
All right.
Yeah, no. Anyway. All right, folks. There's a lot more, but we will be back tomorrow. A little bit of Collision, a little bit of GCW probably, and a whole lot of me and Nick. It's going to be a fun one. We appreciate you for being a part of the show tonight. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, click all our links below, and don't miss out on all of our coverage. If you're new here, make sure you become a member, hit like, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff. Holy shit, Nick. That was a crazy one.
Our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is authentic. And if you smell what the Wrestling for Life is cooking, you better put that for life with it.
For better or for worse, folks, we will see you on the flip side. Come back tomorrow. Good night.